good evening and welcome back to the MODUS Super Series here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth, where tonight Group B gets underway, but this afternoon all eyes were on Group C. Let's catch up with what happened then. Here's Murph with the highlights.
Second chance this week for John Part after finishing bottom of Group A. But Part could only manage to muster up one win, and looks like his stay at the Super Series will only extend to Friday. The same goes for Danny Smith, who won the first 3 legs of the day, lost this match against Kieran Tehan and only managed to win 1. Tehan himself got away with 3 victories. Maybe count himself a little bit lucky, the Irishman, to be on 6 points alongside Pete Budgen, who produced some magical moments. He sits tied second place with Tehan and Tony Wood. Garish Garman, as always. He won his first 3 matches, Wood, but then started to falter and ended the day in P2. It was David Wazowski who turned things around, a 4-0 defeat to Wood and then 4 wins on the spin to go top.
Yeah, let's have a look at the league table at the halfway stage then. As Murph said there, Tony Wood getting off to a really superb start with that 4-0 whitewash win. From there, though, he started to fade, didn't he? That's going to be a concern going into tomorrow morning's action.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice of you to wear a tribute shirt for Tony Wood tonight. Yeah, he started brilliant, didn't he? First 3 games, looked like he was going to go through the card, but faded badly, and that could be fatigue. It's been a long week for him. He was in Group A, played a lot of darts in Group A as well, a lot of games going the distance, and maybe he just began to feel it, so he will have enjoyed a good rest tonight.
Yeah, Wazowski sat top of the table on 8 points. He was actually the player on the wrong end of that whitewash defeat. Things could have gone wrong for him there, but the way he recomposed, what did that tell you about him?
Yeah, well, he's confident, isn't he? He lost the first game 4-0, didn't bother him whatsoever, bounced back, winning the next 4 to top the table, and goes in tomorrow too clear, and he'll fancy his chances.
Absolutely. Let's have a look at some of the numbers then from Group C this morning. We are, of course, at the halfway stage. What were some of the things that really stood out for you? Of course, we did see that sublime 160 checkout in there.
Yeah,
as well.
and the timing of it. All those big shots are okay, but sometimes when they're timed beautifully like that one, I think, you know, the running average for the day is a bit low, but I think that was down to a few games. There was a lot of missed doubles. JP himself struggled a few times today, but yeah, the 160 out.
Yeah, that 160 from Budgen, of course, it was one of 2 incredible finishes to get the better of Kieran Tehan in what felt like quite a pivotal match at the time, didn't it? But we can have a look then at the bracket slide. Of course, all the players looking to join Adam Hunt, who became the first player through 2 finals nights after topping the Group A table. Great to hear from him as well this morning, just on how he's feeling, that he's quite glad, isn't he, that he's got the 2 days rest because he played in Hildesheim on the Challenge Tour at the weekend. A number of the players involved in Group C and B, of course, were also in Hildesheim, including Falon Sherrock. She did some quite special things, didn't she, over in Hildesheim, becoming the first female player to hit a 9-darter in the PDC. Really, really impressive performances from her over in Hildesheim as well.
Yeah, I mean, the 9's amazing, but it was the way she backed it up. But, you know, sometimes when you do something special, have a really big average, it's the next game you tend to think about what just happened. In her next game, she beat Max up with a near 100 average. So, yeah, she's coming into here with a lot of confidence and in great form.
Yeah, she also got a victory over Wazowski over in Hildesheim as well. So that's quite an intriguing one. But let's have a look at the betting odds for Group B then. Who do you make favourite to come through this and top the table?
I totally get where they go with Willie Borland, the way he's played, the fact that he was a tour card holder. I think Steve Rest as well represents some value. I think he needed a good rest, which he's had, and he'll come back tonight a lot fresher. He struggled on Wednesday a little bit, again from fatigue. But for me, and the way she's playing, and the fact that it's Falon, I think 11-2 is really, really big. She knows how to win here. She knows how to get to finals tonight. She knows how to win Group B's, Group C's, and Group A's. So I think for value, I totally get why they're above her, but I don't think she'll be 11-2 tomorrow night.
Yeah, she hasn't made the greatest start on the women's series this year either. Just the one quarter final in the 4 events played so far. So maybe that's what they were looking at with that. But I agree with you in terms of the Challenge Tour and the way that she's bounced back. We know how she deals with pressure situations as well.
And every player will have a dip in form, no matter what level you're at. We've seen Michael go through it where he's had averages in the 80s and 90s. You know, we've seen great players and, you know, form's temporary, class is forever.
Absolutely, and she certainly has that in abundance. Let's have a look at Aces Acker for this evening then. Talk us through your selections for this one.
Match winner, Willie Borland at 4-5. I thought it was a little big, and it's not one of the earlier matches, so both will be revved up for that one. Lipscombe against West. 180s, Lipscombe over 0.5. I think that game's got 5, 6, maybe 7 legs in it, so he should snare at least one 180. And then Sherrock Budgen, match winner. Sherrock at 5-6, pays nearly 5-1.
Yeah, Adam Lipscombe in action first against Steve West. What do you think Steve West will take? How do you think he'll reflect on his Group A campaign? Yeah,
I think he'd be fairly happy. There were some good moments in there, but this Group B, unlike Group A or Group C, it's the top 3 that go through. There's only 5 players in there. Imperative you make a good start because you can quickly get gapped to the other competitors.
Yeah, and Adam Lipscombe narrowly missed out on a place in finals night the last time he was here. We know that he has the ability to score with the best of them. It's just whether his finishing is on point, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. But although he just missed out, the fact that he got himself into that position in a strong group, he'll come here with confidence.
Absolutely. Right then, let's get the action underway and hand over to Chris Murphy.
Thank you very much, Abby. Good evening, everybody, and welcome along to the first of 2 sessions of Darts After Dark, Thursday and Friday here at the Super Series. Group B will be played out 10 matches each night, 3 players progressing to finals night to join Adam Hunt, as mentioned. Adam Lipscombe did not have to travel too far to get here in his hometown of Portsmouth. And Steve West, well, not much further either. 47 years of age. He narrowly missed out on making it through and getting a couple of days off. He missed 6 match darts in his meeting with Adam Hunt that would have seen him qualify in the end, as it turned out. And of course, a reminder that if you want to be here on finals night on Saturday, tickets are available for free. All you've got to do is book them at dartshop.tv, and with the
first leg, it is Adam
Falon factor potentially on the stage, you don't want to delay too long. Justin Bradshaw, the referee for the evening. Chris Mason has now joined me as co-commentator. It's a great time to bring you in, Chris.
Yeah, what a start. Well, Abby did say that he can score with the best of them. Well, the evidence is there instantly, starting with a max. And we did say over 0.5.
Yeah, Aces Acker won, well, the first part of it won after 1 throw.
93.
Now, do you do it?
I do not know. Now, those of you that tune into the Greyhound show, which
59.
is on Sporty Stuff TV before we go live, you may have seen my other selections on 65. There, my Aces Acker, and a look over of what's happened and what we're going to see.
Yeah, this is like the VIP club.
Yeah. Sherrock versus
130.
Borland. Over 1.5 180s in the match. Budgen, minus 1.5 legs to Lipscombe. West versus Sherrock, over 2.5 180s. And Borland minus 1.5 legs against Lipscombe. Plays nearly 20-1, that.
Oh, that's tricky.
No score.
Steve West hasn't been in this leg, really, but he could just pick the pocket of Adam Lipscombe.
Seen plenty of 10+ finishes from him this week. Not going to see one here. That was a wild one.
Adam, you require 32.
I've seen him a few times, and he seems to have settled a little bit more each time he's been here.
Adam Lipscombe.
And Lipscombe settled immediately this evening. A 180 first throw, and he wins the first leg.
Second leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on.
Justin Bradshaw, the referee, one of the Realize, of course, that he's
134.
more than capable of towing the hockey himself.
Yep, he can play a bit.
I think if we had a referee's week, he'd win anyway, put it that way.
100.
Yeah, well, I've seen Owen play. I've seen Charlie play. Charlie's not too bad.
In relation to Owen.
Yeah, I've not seen Danny have
60.
a throw yet.
Sure, Paul Hinks must have played back in the day.
Yeah, I think so.
60.
He was good pals with Dennis Priestley, so I'm sure he got roped into some league darts at some point.
And speaking of Charlie and Owen, of course, they have been on stage together tonight at the Premier League in Newcastle, so
100.
congratulations to the pair of them.
Yeah, Charlie making his refereeing debut at the Premier League after
85.
doing the UK Open. In fact, he's just done the match involving
171.
the local hero, Chris Dobie, who fortunately went down in the semi-final to Gezi Price, who's on a bit of a roll at the minute, isn't he?
He certainly is. And Steve West on a roll now in this leg.
85.
We've seen him at a 180 or some
Steve,
180s
required
this week. We've seen him at
36.
3 balls. We saw him at 3 treble 19s there, and it left him double 18. Doesn't want to hit the big 9 here, and that's exactly what he's
27.
done, and could have just split it or bust it.
Well, me personally, after going inside on the 18s, I'd have probably opted for the split then, the 2 for double 8.
131.
Especially
Steve,
with him back on
required 9.
171, and there's huge pressure on the 9.
7.
Oh dear.
Unnecessary stress for Steve West. And
Adam,
now
you require
Lipscombe
40.
looking to break. 2 10s. And still. And in.
That's game shot. And the
2-0 to the
second
Pompey
leg.
player.
Adam Lipscombe.
Steve West may rue his own decision making there.
I know people will say they're
Third leg
all
is
the
Adam to
same
throw
size,
first.
etc.
Game
But
on.
it's just the breakdown, and as you say, it's just the added stress that you can do without.
Yeah, board management, as they call it.
85.
You don't want to be coming back for your next throw in a
95.
worse position than you were in the previous throw, and that's what happened for Steve there. That's missed 5 darts at double already in this match, as has Adam
83.
Lipscombe, but of course he's hit 2. The difference is, basically, the leg that Lipscombe ran away with, he ended up winning, and the leg that West ran away with, he ended up losing.
137. $60.
The chance now with West stealing the throw of Adam.
$135.
Loving the treble 19s tonight, isn't he?
Yeah, he's been successful there. I wonder if he might just think about throwing a couple in here.
59.
Oh, yeah. 2 treble 19s leave.
Steve, you require
Double 10, of course.
134.
He may go 2 treble. Well, I was going to say he's going to go treble 20, but some of the players now go treble 17, double 16,
94.
don't they?
Again, treble 18 route is, you know, totally valid, but usually used when a player's on a finish or even on a double, and you really need to take it out. So you can
Well,
go
you're
the top,
suggesting you're going to go tops, but you're not going to
Steve, you
risk
require
wasting
40.
a dart, surely, with your opponent back in the 200s. Double 10 for a break.
That's
14
game
darts.
shot and the third leg. Steve
will
West.
make him feel a whole heap better in this match.
Fourth leg, it's Steve to throw
There's
first.
a break
Game
back,
on.
so it's back on throw effectively. You'd still need to find another break to win it. Well, if you don't like it, Steve, move away, pal.
96.
We'll have a little chat with Steve West on arrival here. He did turn up to the local comp in Waterlooville, the Phoenix Club.
44.
Quarter-final defeat to the eventual winner, Simon Whitlock.
I mean, he did have opportunities in that one.
59.
Yeah, he was also saying he was pretty much dead on his feet
Yeah.
after playing all day and all night.
Yeah, I'm surprised he went. I think it
45.
was more of an opportunity to catch up with a few old friends. And of course, knowing that he had the whole day today to just rest and recuperate for tonight's session, which is a little
58.
shorter than the ones he's played in before. All the players just playing 4 matches this evening.
He seemed to take a moment to rest and recuperate
60.
before the last visit there, Steve West. Not sure what all that was about.
Well, sometimes you just take an opportunity to refocus.
55.
Or wondering what's happening in the Premier League. The final about 5 minutes away. Keep you up to speed with all the action as it happens.
Yeah, because of course you'll want to watch here because
Exactly.
the next match is the meeting between the two 9-dart heroes, of course.
Yeah.
First man to hit one to win
33.
a PDC World Championship match, Willie Borland, and the first woman to hit one in any PDC match, Falon Sherrock.
60.
I just wonder.
Oh, stop it. Stop it, Murph. Stop teasing us. Wouldn't put it past it.
140.
They're both in good spirits as well.
Adam, you require 156.
In the practice room.
That final will
60.
be MVG versus
Steve, you require 60.
Gadwin Price. Quite a regular rivalry nowadays.
That's game shot and the 4th leg. Steve
Finishing
West.
Much better from Steve West now. 2 from 8 in that department. But missing a fair
5th leg
few
is
early
Adam
on.
to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, he was disappointed not to have made it through, got those 2 days off. He now
46.
knows that had he hit just one of those 6 darts he missed,
Only because we told him.
Yeah. to beat Adam Hunt, then he would have gone through at his expense. But of course, it wouldn't have been possible to know that at that point. It was only, what, the 4th match of the day.
140. Yeah. 82.
Adam Hunt, as we
55.
mentioned, safely through, winning Group A. It was a great battle.
95.
So far today, it's David Wazowski out on top after a terrible start. He lost his opener 4-0, didn't he? And then bounced back
43.
with 4 on the spin. It's the top 2 from Group C, and the top 3 from this one make up a 6-player field for Saturday night's final.
140.
They'll be split into 2 groups of 3. They'll play each other once, giving us our semi-finalists. The top 2 from the group progress. Somebody on Saturday night will be walking away
43.
with
Adam, you require
£5,000
138.
and a place in Champions Week, where they'll be battling out for a first prize of £20,000.
It's getting
98.
filled, that field. This will be the 7th position out of 12. Of course, Champions Week runs exactly the same as a normal week, but with a little bit more
60.
importance and a little bit more cash on it.
Adam, you require 40.
2 names on that road of honour so far.
Game
2
shot and the 5th
tens
leg.
gives Adam Lipscombe the lead once more.
Conan
6th leg,
Whitehead,
it's
the winner
Steve to
of
throw
Series
first. Game
1.
on.
Raymond Smith, the winner of Series 2.
This one's fizzled out a bit, hasn't it? It was a bit of a blockbuster start. Both players were really strong on the scoring in the first 2 legs. and it's just
60.
taken a downturn in terms of scoring standard. Just want to return actually for a moment to the subject of 9 darters, Chris. I promise I'll stop banging on about them.
Yeah.
But of course today is the anniversary of the very first one in the Premier League, Raymond van Barneveld. We did mention that 9 darter earlier,
55.
Oh, on this darting day, which is a feature that
yeah, I just overlooked actually the significance of that particular one.
that was the first ever one in the Premier League,
It
so
was,
another
yeah.
first. We've had 11 here, haven't we, in the Super Series? 3 and the same man.
Yep, he is the man. Conor Heenan.
100.
A couple of players have multiple 9-dart finishes as well.
James Richardson. Martin Adams.
We might as well try and complete the list. I haven't got it in front of me actually either. So how many have we got there? We've got 7 of the 11. 3 and 2 2s. Colin Osborne.
Yep.
60.
Danny Van Tripe.
Yes,
Adam
his
Yulqua, 160.
first ever 9.
2 more to get, but we might not have time to get them because Adam Lipscombe has got his own ideas.
140.
We've already seen a 160 today, of course, from Pete Burgoyne in Group C.
Richie Burnett.
140.
Where did you dig that from, Merv?
20.
Can he dig this? He's already at 10s a couple of times, misses it that time,
Game.
but double 5.
Shot. And the
He's
match.
no trouble
Adam
at all.
Lipscombe.
And Adam Lipscombe gets off to a very strong start. Steve West, much fancied in both Group A and Group B. He's got work to do. Adam Lipscombe has just sent a message out showing that this group is going to be ultra competitive. A 4-2 win for the Portsmouth player coming up after the break. Don't miss it. Stay with us. Willie Borland against Falon Sherrock.
Our second match of the night sees a meeting between two players who've previously hit headline-making 9-dart legs. Willie Borland, of course, doing so to win his match against Bradley Brooks on the Ali Pali stage back in 2021. And Falon Sherrock hitting the perfect leg on Saturday afternoon in Hildesheim, becoming the first female in history to hit a 9 in a PDC event. These two have actually met before on the Challenge Tour back in January, and with an average just shy of 94, it was Sherrock who came through, winning 5-2. Before we get into this one, though, let's hear from the Queen of the Palace. She's given her first interview since hitting that 9 to our very own Chris Murphy.
Fallon, you've been making history again. First woman to hit a 9-dart finish in the PDC. How did it feel when the double... what double was it actually? What route did you go for it?
I went the traditional route. I went with the double 12 at the end. Yeah, to be fair, when I hit it, I don't think I realised what I'd actually done till actually walking up to the board and I took the dart out. And I was like, oh, I've just hit a 9-darter. And I thought, I always had this imagination in my head that if I did hit a 9-darter, because I've been so close so many times, that I'd celebrate or something, but I didn't. I literally just took my darts out and walked straight round, and then the opponent I was playing fist pumped me, and I fist pumped him back, just turned back round and carried on playing. I was like, surely I needed 5 minutes or something, but yeah, no.
You're someone who's usually had your big moments in front of the camera, so to kind of do it on the Challenge Tour away from the attention, but it still got a lot of attention, didn't it, afterwards?
Yeah, no, but I'm quite happy that it did get the attention, because it just meant, you know, that the world still likes the idea of a woman being part of the darts as well. So, you know, it's not just me now. You know, you've got Lisa, you've got Bo and all that play in it. So next time they do something special, hopefully they get the, you know, audience to it as well. But yeah, no, I'm just so happy, you know, that it went a bit mad again.
And of course, one thing that we haven't seen a woman do yet is hit a 9-darter in front of the TV cameras. Maybe that's next for you. Maybe even at the MODUS Super Series.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I've done it once now, so I'm sure I'll probably be able to do it again. I mean, at the Grand Slam, I got close, hit 7 trebles there. So, I mean, who's to say that I can't do it here or next on TV?
Fallon, you've been making history again. First woman to hit a 9-dart finish in the P.
Nice interview, that, Murph. Nice to get a bit of insight into the mind of Falon and the workings of what it feels like to make even more history. And of course, she's been a history maker, a bit of a trailblazer, the first woman to make the semi-finals of a World Series, and then first woman to make the quarterfinals of the Grand Slam. Well, that's a game that gets a little underrated against Peter Wright. She was only edged out by 3 legs, but her average in that was remarkable. It was 98 or something, wasn't it, over 30-odd legs?
Yeah, I should say as well that she does talk about that, and the full version of that interview is available at our MODUS Super Series YouTube channel, so perhaps in the break or at the end of the night or on your commute to work tomorrow, whenever you've got 7 or 8 minutes, have a look at that. A bit about the 9-darter, a bit about the story so far, and any hopes
First
for the
leg, it's
future as
Falon
well.
to throw first.
She is
Game on.
a woman with a thirst for a first. I know that much, so we would really like to see achieve that perfect leg in front of the cameras.
Yeah, tonight,
43.
if possible, Falon.
Of course, Willie Borland's a man who's done that, and he's a man who actually had a similar kind of buzz around him the day after.
Yeah, it was incredible.
93.
It was the first time a World Championship match had been won with a 9, and it was an incredible match against Bradley Brooks that went to the wire and to the deciding
140.
leg, and that's when Big Willie decided to bang in the 9.
93.
Yeah, stunning, actually stunning game of darts. That.
It was remarkable. And it was lovely because 2 young players and
100.
2 players coming through.
They've actually met before. They did meet back in
99.
January on the Challenge Tour, this pair, Falon Sherrock and Willie Borland, and it went the way of the Queen of the Palace. 5-2 as well, an average of 93.9 on that occasion.
Very tidy.
140. Falon, you require 133.
This would be very tidy. Very tidy indeed.
Game shot and the first leg.
Well,
Falon Sherrock.
welcome to week 7, Series 3, Group B.
Second leg, it's Willie to throw first. Game on.
Oh, he's unlucky not to fill that up, but what a start that. 133 from Falon Sherrock. And now I think she's hit a purple patch already.
140.
Matching the 140. 15 dart, holder throw.
60.
And having seen Borland fail to find a treble, she will want to jump all over it.
$100.
Pressure on the ball and throw. And you'll be aware of their
100.
last meeting. And be more than aware of how well she played on that occasion.
131.
Lovely visit, leaving the 130. Plenty of thought behind that.
97.
Well, the start
Falon
that she's
Sherrock,
made,
130.
I know it's early, but it's as good as we've seen from any player any day this week. That's a difficult dart to get past, but you wouldn't put it past her, not on this occasion.
43. Willie
Straight
require
into the
104.
Treble 1, so a great chance for Willie here. Oh.
22. Falon, you
She did
require
once average
87.
110 in a challenge tour match. Falon Sherrock. Now she wants double 5 for a second 15 darter.
Game shot and the second leg.
And that amounts to
Falon
100
Sherrock.
average after 2 legs in this match.
And a breaker throw to boot.
Third leg, it's Falon to throw first. Game on.
I would keep your eyes on what Sherrock can produce here this week, and same for Lisa Ashton when we see her again. Bo Greaves, if we do indeed see her at the Super
100.
Series, because there are all sorts of records there to be beaten, particularly in the women's game, aren't there?
140.
Well, the 110 from Falon is only, in terms of a recorded average, has only ever been beaten by Bo, wasn't it, with 111?
Yeah, and
40.
that's not even in some record books because of where it was done in an open with sort of less. It's true.
40.
It's difficult these days to know what counts as official events, let's say. Now, what is official is that Bo Greaves has the highest average
85.
in a PDC women's game of darts, and she did it in a final against Falon Sherrock,
Yes.
107.86.
Is that the one where she took out
100.
that incredible 148?
Absolutely stunning, yeah. If you are watching, Bo, come and join us at some point. It'd be great to see more of the top women players in the game. We've had Corinne Hammond, Trina Gulliver, Falon herself,
57.
Lisa
Suzuki.
Ashton, Makuru, yeah.
Dita. Did Dita play that in
I
Southampton?
think
Yeah,
she might have done very early.
I'm sure she did.
100. Willie
Well, she's
require
asking question
164.
after question after question of Willie Borland, and he's
Well,
unable to come up with many answers.
She's just not giving any real breathing
94.
space.
Falon, you require 76.
A break and a hold in 15.
56.
This time she does.
That's her
Willie,
first,
you require
first dart, she's missed
70.
it a double.
Yeah, she grants him a reprieve for the first time. It's the first dart at a double for Willie Borland. And you can see how much she knows it means.
Game shot and the third leg.
Great finish
Willie
under
Borland.
a huge amount of pressure.
And that is something that we don't really see from Willie Borland very often. Stepping back, just shaking it
Fourth
out,
leg is
having a
Willie
bit
to
of
throw
focus.
first. Game on.
Maybe he's been listening to your commentary, Mace.
Mm-hmm. Won't be the first time.
100.
Yeah, we get a lot of players actually who watch it back and then come and either thank us for our words or
Give us some abuse.
or the opposite. Yeah, we do have a lock on the door.
59.
One of the things I always try to point out is that commentary in general is not really for their benefit, for the benefit of you, the viewer at home.
Yeah, but I always like to pick up on things
100.
that maybe quite common with a lot of amateur players or club players or pub players that may be
93.
at home and they think, oh, I do that. I just try and point them in the right direction.
83.
Lee Budgen, the player yet to play in this group. He will take on Adam Lipscombe in the next match. And then it's West against Sherrock.
45.
Borland, Budgen, Lipscombe, Sherrock, and West Borland before midnight. And then 3 further games
85.
in the early hours of Friday morning. Back, of course, at 9 a.m. Well, you will be at least, Mace. 9:30 a.m. that
94.
is.
Yeah, I'd like to get here for 9 a.m.
That's
I'd
group.
like to be asleep until 9 a.m.
Yeah, that's Group C.
78.
It's
Willie
conclusion.
112.
112 then for Borland. Looks like a decent guide, and he gets a go at double 16. He's hit it once. He can't hit it
96.
twice.
Falon, you
Oh,
require
only
96.
a whisker away. Just missed the trouble. So
56.
could well have,
Willie, you
or
require
should
16.
have, a level game on our hands. And
Game
we
shot
do
and the
have a
fourth
level
leg.
game.
Willie Borland.
Well, I fancy this one to be close, hence my selection on Sporty Stuff TV
Fifth
around
leg,
about
it's Falon
25
to throw
past 8 this
first.
evening.
Game on.
It was for this match to have over 2.5 180s. Well, we've had a couple of opportunities with the 2 treble. In fact, we've had 5
86.
140s.
Yeah, well, Fallon's won the good legs, and Willie's won the mediocre ones so far.
93.
Well, I'll tell you who's winning the good legs, and right now, Gezi Price is 5-0 up in a race to 6, averaging 115, and could be about to
99.
give MVG his second bagel in as many weeks.
Yeah, and not many have done that to Michael Van Gogh. Let me
99.
tell you, Christobi last week. Maybe get her in price tonight. Ian White's done it on a Pro Tour. Peter White's done it on a Euro Tour.
Did Lukeman do it?
140.
Luke Humphries,
Luke
Yeah.
Humphries, that's right.
also on a Euro Tour.
I
99.
think Martin Lukeman did beat him on a Euro Tour, didn't he?
Yeah, but not 6.
No.
No.
I think it was quite a heavy defeat.
I remember actually Van Gerwen doing it to Phil Taylor in the Premier
96.
League once upon a time.
Yep.
That was, I think, it was unheard of when he did it.
Yes.
2014, I
40.
want to say.
Falon, you require 80.
Well, 80 for Falon Sherrock, double 10 for the best leg of the match.
Game shot and the
And
5th leg.
Basically, she
Falon
knows what she's
Sherrock.
got to do to win legs here. Go out in 5 visits, and the leg is yours. If you don't do that, then Willie will take advantage.
6th leg, it's Willie to throw first. Game on.
Well, I guess he Price had a dart at tops of a 116 to complete the job 6-0.
135.
MVG avoids the bagel. Back to the business here. Great start from Willie Borland on 3-5. Well, I
57.
may have not got the 180s right, but I certainly think I've got the amount of legs it was going to go.
59.
Wonder if we've ever had players of this calibre, of this stature, playing simultaneously on different
58.
broadcasts at the same time. All of them have hit 9 darters
60.
Yeah.
in their careers. Van Gerwen, or you can count on.
Gezi Price had 2 in one night in the was it
He did, yeah.
Premier League last year, wasn't it?
Van Gerwen had 2 in 1 match
Oh,
once
yeah.
upon a time.
Yes.
57.
Only other player to do it, of course, the GOAT, Phil Taylor, who will be attempting to win his
57.
first World Seniors title this weekend, the champion of champions.
Did that happen against James Wade?
Van Gerwen in the Pro Tour was against,
80.
or Taylor's did, yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor's did, yeah. Van Gerwen's, I think it was Ryan Murray.
Yeah, and he only just beat James Wade in that match.
10-8.
138.
So the 9 darters were the difference.
Yep. VG does the job on Gezi does the job on MVG. What a smile.
140.
Been getting
Willie
a lot of
require
support lately, which has
52.
been nice to see.
Well, I guess if the darts have just finished there, we should say welcome
Game
along
shot and
if
the
you've been
6th
watching
leg.
arrows
Willie
elsewhere.
Borland.
You've missed Adam Lipscombe beat Steve West 4-2, and you've missed a bit of a brilliant 6-leg spell between the two
7th and
dart
final leg.
heroes.
It's Falon to throw first.
Falon
Game
Sherrock,
on.
the queen of the palace, and Willie Borland, who was the king of it that particular day. But Falon does have the darts in the decider.
he was
96.
the Prince of Darkness, wasn't he?
100.
Do you have to feel for Bradley Brooks? You go to a last leg at a World Championship match and there's literally nothing you can do.
No.
56.
Well, incredibly, I got my last mention of the Premier League. 114.96
85.
the average for Price Smurf.
Wow. Ton plus averages have been at a premium this week here. We have had a few.
140.
Steve West provided at least one. Adam Hunt himself managed it in the must-win last match in Group A.
58.
And this man is at the highest of the week, hasn't he?
Yeah, 105 and change. Alan north of 90 at this point. Although she's
49.
probably just going to dip under that after a poor score that just opens the door for Borland. Now this is a very interesting
140.
leave.
Fallon,
160
you
and
require
throwing 118 and
160.
waiting. Take your pick. So Fallon can't take it, and it's now a case of will he or won't he?
60.
Needed a trouble here. You can
Willie,
see
you
by the
require 118.
reaction. He needed a trouble to get it out of the
94.
double
Fallon,
19,
you
but he's
require
left
100.
24. Up to you, Fallon.
May look at two tops. Oh, she's back to self for the treble. Willie nods.
80.
He thought it was all over, but he does get his chance.
Willie, you require
And
24.
maybe quite fittingly, this game may end on double 12. Wow.
22.
Oh, what a pull that was.
Fallon, you require 20.
Little smile from Sherrock. He's pinned double 5 once already.
10.
She fails to find it this time.
Willie, you require 2.
Someone once said pressure doesn't affect performance. Pull the other one.
Game.
Oh,
Shot.
well,
And
he
the
used those
match,
darts, didn't he?
Willie
You just had to throw
Borland.
at them in the end. And in keeping with the pressure in that match, it's 1 on double 1. Willie Borland just edging Falon Sherrock in a game where, well, they were pretty evenly matched, really. Sherrock had the higher average in the end, but don't forget Willie's last score was simply 2, the double 1 to win the game. 1-3-3, the first finish of the evening for Falon Sherrock. There certainly will be fireworks tonight. We've seen 2 pretty close games so far. And next out of the traps, it's Lee Budgen, who takes on the winner of game 1, Adam Lipscombe.
Right then, Lee Budgen, the last of our Group B players to get his campaign underway. We last saw him in action at the Super Series as the ADC qualifier back in January in the final week of Series 2. He actually topped the Group A table on that occasion, winning 10 of his 15 matches, but lost both of his group games on finals night. One of those defeats was inflicted by Falon Sherrock, who he'll face in a few games' time. As for Adam Lipscombe, well, he gave a great account of himself in his opener, didn't he, getting the better of Steve West in his first match of the night. Can Budgen make it through to finals night for another occasion this week? Well, we'll find out over the course of the next 2 nights. Let's get into this one then and return to Murph and Mace.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Budgen from Hull, Challenge Tour event winner.
Not too far from you, is it?
Not too far, yeah. It's still wouldn't want to go to Hull and back regularly. Adam Lipscombe playing important. He was a rank outsider. Just want to talk actually about that betting, Mace, the bookies odds, because Lipscombe was a rank outsider for this group. He won his first match against Steve West. It was a joint favourite with Lee Budgen and Willie Borland. They really couldn't split those three. But are you surprised to see Budgen priced as one of the favourites for the group?
Not really, not considering his last performance here, which was on debut. And of course, he has come through as an ADC qualifier, so there's quite a bit of information to be gathered there. And he's just quite a cool character, isn't he? Goes about his business.
Lee to throw first. Game on.
And we'll get our first look at him tonight.
Yeah, certainly don't think he's, well, currently 5-2 and Lipscombe's 9-1.
Not after,
96.
like you say, interestingly, with Steve West being one of the...
Yeah, and Falon Sherrock's been the big mover, of course. She's got a lot of interest, and I think she started out about 6, then 11-2, now 9-2.
58.
Well, that ahead of the match against Willie Borland, I should say. But we did say it this afternoon, didn't we? We think any 3 of this 5 could end up going through.
Yep.
98.
And look how it currently stands. Steve West and Falon, bottom of the table.
45.
Yeah, and they're going to play each other in the next match. So one of them will stay there. Having said that, losing 4-3 is not a bad way to lose. Just ask Matt Clark after last week.
Yeah, well, he started that campaign on
140.
the Friday, losing his opening 3 matches, didn't he? They're all 4-3. I like the look at Budgen already. Does have a very nice throw.
83.
Yeah, so much darts going on at the moment. There's a Euro Tour this weekend. There's a golden ticket qualifier for the World Seniors tomorrow. Premier League just finished for the night.
Champions of Champions, Saturday and Sunday afternoon
50.
from 12 on
Lee
Channel 5
Require,
if you can't make it to Viva
127.
Blackpool. Tickets available direct from Viva Blackpool or dartshop.tv. And don't forget, you can come here Saturday night free of charge.
Yeah, if you live a bit closer
57.
to the south coast, then maybe watch that at home, feet up in the afternoon, and then head here in the evening. What a day.
Perfect darting day, isn't it?
85.
Well, both these players
You
could still
require
possibly have
70.
the perfect darting night. Lipscombe winning his first match, Budgen playing his first match.
6. Oh,
No
bust.
score. Adam, you require
Well, just offers some
123.
optimism to Adam. 9.
105.
Check with the referee there, Justin Smith.
you require
Justin
70.
Bradshaw. Justin Smith, a former winner here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Game shot
And
and the
that's
first
Justin,
leg.
8.
Lee Budgen.
Did that earlier this week, didn't I? Got my Borlands and my O'Connors mixed up for a...
Second leg is Adam
Couple
to
of
throw
Well,
seconds.
that's
first. Game
because we
on.
were
Well, that was
talking
another
about
9 darter, wasn't it?
he hit 9, and both myself and you were amazed that was his
100.
first 9, or certainly first one in a official competition.
60.
It ended up being a 20 dart leg
93.
that, but he did bust 70 before coming back to take it out in clinical fashion, and that's impressive in its own way.
97.
Yeah, it didn't derail the focus, which is always nice to see. Always a good sign.
$42. 43.
Budgen unable to punish that visit.
94.
Neither player went across to Hildesheim to play Challenge 2 at
59.
this year.
Yeah, there was quite a few players that gave that one a swerve. I think logistically it was a bit of a nightmare and costly.
82.
And I suppose the way flights are and the regularity in which they get cancelled, I don't blame them.
And one of the reasons that Falon Sherrock, of course, ended up playing on the Pro
97.
Tour as well. That's
Adam,
something
you
she
require
covers in the
90.
interview on our YouTube channel.
Yep, make sure you head over there. MODUS Super Series YouTube channel. And don't forget, get in
50.
touch with us via
You
Facebook,
require
Instagram or Twitter
145.
at MSS Darts, all one word. Right, you can stay there.
91. Adam, you require 40. Game shot and the second leg.
Pops
Adam
that in,
Lipscombe.
clean enough. 20 darter, leg 1, an improvement. Leg 2, a 19 darter.
Third leg, it's Lee to throw first. Game on.
Well, this is a much more sedate start to his campaign than
60.
I certainly anticipated, and so did a few others. What's the 1-2 shot here?
100.
Yeah, but Lipscombe's kind of followed suit, hasn't he?
Yeah.
After such a stellar start from him. First throw was a 180 in his opening match against Steve West.
140.
That's the only 180 we've had so far tonight. I think we were spoilt in Group A, weren't
100.
Yeah, Adam Hunt accounting for most of those. He will be here on finals night. That's all that is certain so far.
we? Yeah.
83.
Group C's far from decided.
And it looks like a race between 4 for 2 places. Do make sure you
81.
tune in 9:30 tomorrow. Sporty Stuff TV and YouTube if you are on the move or around the world.
41.
Yeah, I'm back in the hot seat with
100.
Henry tomorrow.
He's had a rare few days off, hasn't he, old HD?
42.
He'll be all wound up,
Adam, you
mate, ready
require
to go.
120.
Terrific. Okay, I'll just drop a sedative into his
60.
coffee in the morning.
Lee, you require 135.
Couple of Fentanyl in there. soon bring him down to my level.
Well, what a level this would be from Lee Budgen. Can't find the treble.
May go ball here. Yeah, not surprised.
47.
Probably would have liked
Adam,
the
you
guide
require
there.
60.
Well, it only just went inside the wire, so the smile might have been one of relief.
55.
But it was enough to put him off.
Lee, you
Smile
require
maybe
88.
short-lived if Lee can pop the 88 out. Well, there's the 60.
Game shot and the
Well,
third leg. Lee Budgen.
Scoring, maybe not where he wants it to be. But the finishing, tidy enough.
Fourth
2
leg
out
is
of
Adam to
4
throw
in that
first.
department.
Game on. 60.
Known for hitting a lot of 180s, this man.
$139.
Didn't like the fact that that one didn't quite go in securely. The second treble 20, so
140.
run for cover.
$57.
Can afford maybe a slower start in Group B than you can in Group C, but don't want to be losing any more than 2 of your matches really on opening night.
100.
We have seen players bounce back, of course. I think we've seen players lose all 4 and then win all 4 in this group, and that will be enough to get you through.
8 points is a minimum, but that's not a guarantee if you've got a
57.
poor leg difference.
Yeah, I mean, there is the possible scenario. I don't think we've ever had it yet, where every single player finished on 8
59.
points.
Yeah, that's right.
So I kind of hope we get it tomorrow, my night off.
134. Adam, you require 142.
Options on this, going straight for the treble 20 and might as well stay there. Went treble 14 to try and leave a more favourable double.
Oh, it's half, Adam. 71. Leave 71.
122. Lee, you require 114.
Pretty perfect.
He'll hope to be back. And he will.
98.
With a little bit of
Adam, you
pressure.
require 20. Game shot and the
Well, he
fourth
dealt with
leg.
it pretty well.
Oh.
Adam Lipscombe.
Bit late, didn't he?
A double 5 last start in hand often tells you a lot
Fifth
about a
leg, it's
player.
Lee to throw first. Game
Well,
on.
does. I certainly see more missed than hit.
180.
Have a moan about the lack of 180s. One makes an appearance.
97.
It's been a while since the first one was hit by his opponent, Adam Lipscombe, in the very first throw of the night for him. Oh, they're going to be like buses. Yeah, unreliable.
140. 85.
And Tony Wood
28.
is this week's ADC qualifier. Lee Budgen represented the ADC last time he was here, and it's a good example. You don't. You may only have to qualify
100.
once. If you impress when you
Lee
get here,
require
then the organisers will
153.
invite you back. They've shown that many, many times with many players.
We can go as far back as Robert Rickwood, of course, who won a tournament to
79.
qualify and made such a good impression return back, as did Lee Budgen. Well, he narrowly missed out on finals night.
41. Lee, you require 74.
74 then for 3-2.
A bit of time on his side here, Murph.
Yeah, so that doesn't matter too much.
But
58.
when he has missed them, it's been on the money.
Yeah, he's missed by minuscule margins. He's also missed at the right times, really,
92.
hasn't he?
Lee, you require 16.
Not often that Lipscombe has been in a position to punish when he has.
Game shot and
And
the
he doesn't
fifth
miss
leg.
this time.
Lee Budgen.
Mentioned Tony Wood, the ADC qualifier. I did actually pass him earlier this evening on my way into work, and I had to double take. I didn't recognise him because he
Sixth leg
wasn't
is Adam
wearing
to throw first.
the
Game
floral
on.
shirt. Rather plain clothes chap that was sort of saying hello, and then I realised I actually sort of turn
60.
around and give him a proper wave and proper greeting.
And I do get that when a rare occasion I get
40.
recognised. So I was like, oh, where's your fancy shirts? And I'm like, I don't wear them down the pub.
Yeah, it's a bit of a blessing being a commentator, isn't it?
100.
Out of sight.
Yep. There was an opportunity for Lee. That 60 start, but it wasn't punished. But it is now, and like buses, we've waited a fair few matches and a fair few
100.
legs, and now we've had them in consecutive legs. Can he back it up, though?
99. $57.
Well, he's got 6 starts to win this one. Full 2 from 182.
$59.
Would have hoped for a little more.
Yeah.
And he's left it a little awkward as well.
Yeah, he's left himself a lot to do. Yeah, 64 left, treble 16 or treble 8, big target.
128. Lee, you require
Most players would
123.
prefer to go for 124 or 126 or maybe even 125 than 123.
91.
Leaves
Adam,
it
you
handy.
require 56.
Has to hope that Lipscombe does not force a last leg decider,
Game
and he
shot
does.
and a sixth
And I think
leg.
we're going to see plenty
Adam
of those
Lipscombe.
tonight.
This one. has
7th
gone
and
with the
final leg. It's
darts.
Lee to throw first. Game on.
How important and how key was that double 5 in leg 4?
180.
That's his 3rd in as many legs.
He really has up the scoring
100.
stakes.
$99.
Even the misses on the trebles. Not miles away.
80.
Oh, that's a bit of bad luck.
Well, he's held comfortably enough. Well, it's felt like he's held comfortably enough, but he left a double after 15 in the last one and didn't get a go.
42.
First little chink in the last few legs.
100.
How does he follow it?
$60.
Well, it may be enough at this point. Lipscombe really needing a 140.
100. Lee, you require 120.
Shanghai to win it in style. Can he climb the ladder?
Game.
Oh,
Shot.
picture perfect
And the match,
finish
Lee Budgen.
from Lee Budgen, who pips Adam Lipscombe at the post. A 4-3 win in his first outing of the evening. Lipscombe won 1, lost 1. Still a decent start for him, you would have to say, but it's a perfect start for Lee Budgen, who joins Lipscombe and Willie Borland in winning matches. The two players who have lost matches are going to face off next as Steve West takes on Falon Sherrock.
So then, Steve West and Falon Sherrock, another intriguing match up next, with both players looking to bounce back from early disappointment in Group B. Falon raced into a 2-0 lead in her first match against Willie Borland thanks to back-to-back 15-dart legs before losing out in a decider to Big Willie. As for West, he looked a little more frustrated with his performance level in his opener, and as we saw in Group A, he's played his best stuff this week when thrown with freedom and a bit more of a relaxed demeanour. Will we see that in this one, I wonder? Let's get back to Chris Murphy and Mason to guide you through it.
Yeah, not yet do or die for the pair of them, but certainly would like to see the O go. West and Sherrock both defeated in their opening games, as Abby described there. Adam Lipscombe also now has a loss to his name, but he was the one who got the better of Steve West in the opener. Falon Sherrock did have darts to beat Willie Borland. Finally got over the line on double one, and he will return to take on Budgen in a battle of the two players who are at this point unbeaten in this group, the middle match of the evening. Pair that will know each other relatively well, have been in the same management stable for many years. This pair, I'm sure, have played plenty of times at the same exhibitions, may have even played each
First
other
leg,
at those
it is
exhibitions.
Steve to throw first. Game on. $60.
Don't recall a meeting in a tournament for the pair.
60.
No, I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, that's the curves haven't really crossed paths, have they? West had started to struggle a little bit on the Pro Tour while Falon was
83.
rising, so he wasn't really in the same TV events that she was. But has done plenty of damage on the telly himself over the years.
And he was a long time
100.
PDC player, of course, whilst Falon was plying her trade mainly in the then
58.
BDL. She's now dissolved, of course.
60.
Don't think she has any aspirations to compete in the WDF.
180.
Yeah, I did ask her about her future ambitions in an interview that you can watch on our MODUS Super Series YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's a fascinating interview.
80. Steve, you require 120.
Certainly has big ambitions, Falon Sherrock.
Well, it's still a women's world championship, isn't it? So
100.
it's got to count for something. And
100. Steve, you
pretty
require
much
20.
all of her rivals will be in it.
Game shot and the first leg. Steve West.
Double 10. We didn't talk about in the first match Falon Sherrock's kind of slow start to the women's series this year.
Second leg, it's Falon to throw
Winning
first.
the
Game on.
Women's World Match Play last year, of course, another first for Falon, winning the inaugural event.
134.
When you look at the women's series this year in the race for Blackpool, and that's not just including the first 4 events of this year, it's including the ones at the end of last year as well, because it's a 1-year rolling order of merit. She's actually only in 7th place out of 8, trying to qualify for that.
96.
When is the next batch of women's series events? Do we?
96.
I think they're in May. Yeah, Milton Keynes, of course, Fallon's hometown.
Be able to sleep in her own bed, which I'm sure is always a bonus.
Middle of May, and then I believe that will be the cut-off.
126.
For
Falon,
June
you require
26th, actually, the cut-off. There must be
137.
some in June as well.
The last block before the
59.
Yeah, there is June
Steve, you require
20, the weekend
145.
24th and 25th. So 8 events to go for that. It's still more than expected to make it with
95.
ease.
Yeah, well,
Falon,
she did
you
have
require
a
78.
dip in form, didn't she? And of course, Bo Greaves also started playing the
58.
women's series events. And
Steve, you require 50.
how?
Yeah, and winning all of them.
Yeah.
Tops for West to go 2 up.
Game
When he
shot and
does
the
that,
second
and
leg.
he's really taking
Steve
care
West.
of business here. 16 darter, 14 darter. No misses on the doubles.
No, he's been clinical.
Well, he's just having a little word with Falon Sherrock there. I don't know what that's all
Third
about.
leg, it's Steve to
Think
throw
he-
first. Game on.
Was he just checking which water glass had been drunk out of? I don't think
Yeah.
she'd drunk out of any was the response. So take your pick, Steve.
96.
Don't make her angry, Steve. Don't upset her.
140.
Yeah, I mean, the women's series is something we could talk about for hours and hours, but one of the other things is it's not
100.
seeded yet. Maybe it will be eventually, but we did see Falon and Lisa draw each other in the first round in the last batch.
85.
Yeah, they've got a big enough sample now to
58.
seed it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just wonder if it will come at the end of this year's event. The biggest they've ever
180.
biggest score possible from Falon Sherrock, first of the night.
180. Fallon, you require 96.
Really good second dart that from Falon Sherrock, but she can't
88.
find the double. And Steve West, in
Steve, you
answering the
require
maximum,
67.
giving himself a chance to go 3 up here.
Game shot
does
and the
exactly
third
that.
leg. Steve West.
And another 15 darter. The finishing has been stunning. Fallon,
Fourth leg, it's
despite
Fallon to
averaging
throw first. Game on.
98.14, has only been reduced to 2 darts a double in the whole match. In better news, a nice little
100.
7-4 shot landing. West versus Sherrock, total 1 aces over 2.5.
180.
And out.
And with something to spare.
Plenty to spare.
140.
Well, we wondered about Willie. We've spoken about Sherrock.
100.
Probably typical that West, Budgen or Lipscombe pop up with a 9-dart finish between now and the end of tomorrow night.
131.
We had one, I don't think we have we, on the Saturday night yet in front of an audience. So that'll be another first that someone will
100.
hope to
Fallon,
take
you
the
require
honour.
130.
Ball.
105.
That's for a
Steve, you require
12
121.
darter. But for the match, 11 and ball. He wants the button.
96.
Sherrock had a
Fallon, you
little
require
smirk on her
25.
face. She thought that that was going to go. He gets a chance to stay in the match.
Game
And you
shot
never
and
know.
the fourth leg. Fallon
Never know.
Sherrock.
15 dart hold. 1 dart at the
Fifth leg,
ball
it's Steve
to the
to throw
match. Off
first.
that 1
Game
2 1.
on.
We have to go again.
He's in that zone here,
85.
Steve West, isn't he? You could see that by the way he reacted to a wayward dart. But look at those numbers, not just from him, but from the pair of them.
140.
Both players averaging in 3 figures.
But
36.
But she gets everything given to her. Murph. But she doesn't have a tour card. Imagine being that sad person
45.
that worries about that and even goes to the extent of typing about it, going out of your way to worry about somebody else. Worry about yourself.
Yeah, I'd like to be as bad as her.
56.
Yeah, so would I. Look at this. I wouldn't want to play her for a penny.
97.
Well, Steve West played her quite well, but missed his opportunity to wrap up the game on the bullseye, and he might not get many more.
60.
He's on course for a breaker throw here. Then it's her darts to make it 3-all, and in a one-leg shootout, anything can happen.
83.
That was a loose one.
Did have a 1-3-3, didn't she, in her very first leg of the night?
180. Falon, you require 136.
It's a fourth. Oh, another one of those. Double 8. Stunning.
Game shot and the 5th leg.
Simply
Falon
stunning from Falon Sherrock. In all sorts of trouble there after the max from Steve West. He
Sixth leg, it's Falon to throw first.
produces
Game
a
on.
second big finish of the night.
Yeah, 4 180s from Steve West, 3 out of 5 on the doubles, an average just under 100.
137.
Falon Sherrock is standing up to it.
$100.
I think, aside from the obvious ability at throwing the darts, I really think Falon Sherrock is a mentality monster.
Oh, she has one of the best temperaments I've ever watched. She has
60.
minerals.
And Steve West is the type of player that will show that things are getting to him, and he will start to shake his head. And you could see he was in that purple patch earlier in the match, and now it's started to get a little bit sticky. Sherrock's making all the running.
Yeah. Well, you naturally start to tighten, but decent enough, is it?
Falon, you require
I
170.
know she doesn't have to go for this.
We saw, of course, win a match with this, didn't we, at the Grand Slam, that tournament you mentioned in the group stage.
Gabriel Clemens?
Yeah, had to win the match as well.
Yeah, didn't she take a 1-4-1 out before that
I
as
think,
well?
yeah, well remembered.
Yeah, that was a staggering fight back.
He thrashed Mike Dedecker, who is flying at the moment as well in that
72.
tournament, and went toe-to-toe with Peter Wright over a long format. He's going toe-to-toe with Steve West here.
52.
But he will get another go here to just put her away, and he would be
106.
mightily relieved to do it now.
And that version of Peter Wright was on absolute fire, wasn't he? Oh, 32 to do it, 4-2.
74.
Another match start.
Falon, you require 20.
And one at the ball and one at double 16. Can Falon force a decider?
Game shot and
Well,
the
there's
6th
the
leg.
answer.
Falon Sherrock.
Well, she was
3 on the spin.
Yeah, she was 3-0 down in this match. We did see this happen this afternoon.
7th and final leg. It's
Smith
Steve to
led
throw
Kieran
first.
Tian
Game
3-0,
on.
and then Tian won the final 4. Steve West does have the darts and therefore the advantage.
140.
But it's been a match that so many matches are all
100.
about margins and timing. West missing 2 darts, one at the bull, one at double 16, as May said. Falon Sherrock taking out that 136 after being put under enormous
137.
pressure with the 180 from West to get himself down to a 2-darter.
Oh, Fallon's going to need a max here. Oh,
123.
What were we saying about timing? Almost delivered. On the dot.
60.
Well, it's not really an open door as such, but maybe a cat flap.
a letterbox.
96. Steve, you require
So
164.
6 for Steve. For 164. Great recovery.
81.
Might only be a dart at the bullseye though when he comes back. So Sherrock will do a level best to apply maximum pressure. Go on, leave double 1.
No.
130.
He went for the 150 to
Steve,
leave
you require
32.
83.
But it is 2 at double 16. That's a third match start missed,
51.
followed by a fourth, and now Falon Sherrock will
Falon,
get
you
two of her
require
own.
52.
Ooh.
No, she won't.
She does go for that treble 12 a lot on 52. That's the danger.
Don't mind that at all.
30.
Making sure she got a dart double.
Steve, you require 32.
But yeah, it is a route fraught with danger. Steve West having to shuffle right across the yucca here. He's missed 5 now. Make it 6.
No score.
And
Falon,
7
you require
go begging
22.
for Steve West. She was in this same position against Willie Borland, wasn't she, Falon Sherrock? That one went
Game.
against her.
Shot.
This one
And
goes
the
for her.
match, Falon Sherrock.
4-3 defeat in match 1, a 4-3 win in match 2. And what a match it was. Steve West averaging 95.26, missing 7 match starts. Falon Sherrock getting over the line with a similar average of her own. 5-180s, 4 of them for Steve West. Loads of missed starts at double. Overall, I think it might have only been 6 match starts actually for Steve. Maybe just lost count, to be honest, but couldn't cross the line. Falon could. And Steve West is still without a win in this group. Coming next, 2 players who've won their opening match, Willie Borland and Lee Budgen.
This is the MODUS Super Series. $180.
And finals night gets underway from 7:30 p.m. on Saturday. Adam Hunt has already secured his place in the lineup, and we're slowly edging closer to finding out who will join him. You can book your free tickets right now via dartshop.tv. Willie Borland, of course, surviving match darts in his opening game of Group B before coming through in the last leg to get the better of Falon Sherrock, thanks to a very mature display. We did say throughout Group A action that he seemed totally unfazed by every situation he found himself in, and he seems to have brought that impressive attitude into Group B. As for Budgen, well, he also got off to a winning start as Shanghai finished to complete a 15-dart leg, getting him over the line in a decider. Borland, of course, on debut here in Portsmouth this week. He finished runner-up to Adam Hunt in Group A, winning 9 of his 15 matches and posted the highest average of the week so far, that 105.47 against Kieran Tian on Wednesday. Can he get anywhere near that level this evening, I wonder? Let's hand back to our commentary team to find out how this one unfolds.
Thanks, Abby. Yeah, this one is very interesting. Just to see how Lee Budgen responds after his narrow win. Borland the same. Both got themselves in sticky situations, but managed to get themselves out.
Yeah, I think sometimes we've just got to sit here and admit that all we know is that we don't know, and I think that's the way this group's going to go, because there's only one leg that hasn't been played so far tonight.
Yeah, the possible 28 legs, we've played 27. That's what you call value for money, Murph.
Absolutely. 4-2 in the first match to Adam Lipscombe against Steve West, and then Willie Borland beating Falon Sherrock 4-3, Lee Budgen beating Lipscombe 4-3, and then Falon beating West 4-3. And
first leg, it is Willie to throw
in two of those matches, those scorelines could have been reversed because the opponent mismatched darts.
57.
Definitely think we'll see a better version of Budgen in this one.
140.
It was his first game of the night, and of course he was playing against a player who already had one match and had a win. Should be a little bit more settled in game 2. Feel like he's got the measure of the throw.
97.
That's a well-measured throw from Willie Borland.
100.
Dart.
Yeah, he was actually particularly impressive in that first match because he did a little bit more sort of maturity than we used to. We saw him step back for a double 16, which is rarely seen from him.
I think the quick players do benefit from it. When you see it so often. I mean, we've been covering darts between us for a very long time, so we see some
Lee, you require
familiarities.
167.
Looking at Lee Budgen's
58
record.
Willie, you require 144.
I'll come back to it because Willie is looking at double 12.
120.
Don't expect him to
Lee,
miss
you
double
require
12.
109.
It's not the last leg, though, is it?
And no good doing it in the first. 109 would be a real act of robbery. Oh dear, pulled it too low.
101. Willie, you require 24. 18.
That's terrible.
You require
Come
8.
on.
No score.
Bit scrappy, isn't it?
Willie, you require 6.
Seems a bit edgy, doesn't it?
Yeah, you wouldn't think it was two players that had won their first matches.
3.
And nothing he
Yeah,
could
you
really do
require
there apart
8.
from just lob that one and sort of hope it went in.
Well, it would have been a case of nip one pro and had it gone in.
Game
That
shot
is
and
in,
the first
and
leg.
Budgen breaks.
Lee Budgen.
21 darts to do it, but he won't care about that now. Yeah, I was just looking at his record for this year. The only sample away from the
Second
Super
leg
Series
is
of
Lee
the
to throw
15
first.
matches he played
Game
at
on.
qualifying school. Good field there. Won 8, lost 7. Running average across them all of 86.48.
Decent.
100.
Wins against the likes of Owen Bates, Scott Waits,
81.
and Scott Walters, all players that have done good stuff here. Well, not Scott Waits, obviously, but
Owen Bates, of
two of
course,
them.
the
97.
winner here in this series. He'll be back for Champions Week. Young man from my part of the world in Devon.
45.
First sign of real frustration from Willie Borland.
Borland himself in
98.
2023. I'll just run you through his numbers as well, just to give you a guide as to where both players are
38.
at. And the Scotsman, well, of course, we've had the benefit of seeing him this week in Group A first and foremost, but he's also got a 15-match sample. Of course, he started later in Q School and has played some Challenge Tour events. His running average is actually a little bit lower, 82.58.
100.
Yeah, I think he was still smarting from losing his tour card, and it's a scary time for a young player. There's so much
49.
emphasis put on being a tour card holder, of course, and sponsors and management to keep happy.
96.
Yeah, just the one average
You
more than
require
90
150.
away from Super Series. That was in defeat as well to Ryan Murray.
I've said it once, I've said it 20 times. That's why this environment can
118. Willie, you require
career
141.
changing for some of these players, just to rebuild and regain some confidence
24.
and some belief,
Lee, you require
because
32.
it's not knockout darts.
Yeah,
Game
even if
shot and
you
the second
lose a match,
leg.
he'll be back for another
Lee
one pretty
Budgen.
soon, and Borland might be about to taste defeat for the first time tonight. But it's only a 21 darter
Third
followed
leg
by a
is Willie
20
to throw
darter.
first. Game on.
A worry for Willie, of course. He missed 7 darts in that first
137.
leg, but he didn't get any darts in that second.
Well, the first leg spilled over into leg 2, didn't it, emotionally?
43.
Very much like how you treat these days as individual games. He's got to start to
100.
learn to treat legs individually as well.
Yeah, you can see he's not happy. Shake of his head as he walked back, but then just a little talking to before he comes back,
43.
giving himself the G up, the come on. He has found something in this
100.
leg, 137 and 2 tons.
And the lad's talent is not up for debate when you can produce perfection
100.
anytime, never
Willie, you
mind the
require 164.
last leg of a match and on the biggest stage of them all.
64.
He'll be back looking to complete a really tidy leg of darts.
59. Willie, you require 100.
I don't mind that.
52.
I prefer that than trying to navigate around a block dart or even attempt the tops with an opponent back on 256.
140. Willie, you require
Yeah,
48.
normally a nice finish, 48. Not the
Game
usual
shot
way of
and the
doing
third
it,
leg.
but
Can
Willie
hit 1 in
Borland.
7 and it's 2 in 2.
any which way will do.
Fourth leg, it's Lee to throw first. Game on.
Well, while we are in the midst of this match, mate, so we'll do the little Premier League debrief. We
58.
managed to watch most of it before we went on air ourselves, but the numbers from Gerwin Price in the final, staggering.
58.
14.96, 10 darters in the final.
And Chris Dobie, another semi-final. He's creeping up that table now. Just to put people in the picture, if
100.
these whatever these numbers mean to you, Michael van Gerwen 25, Price now 18. All of a sudden, not so certain that van Gerwen's going to run away with it.
59.
Aspinall 13, Smith 12, Dobie 10, Vandenberg 9, Clayton 7, Peter Wright still on just 2 points.
Yeah, that's a huge worry for Peter Wright right now.
97.
Everybody else still pretty much
100.
in the mix.
Yeah, I don't know if I missed something, but everyone seemed to be saying that Michael van Gerwen was totally safe, and
Yeah,
you get a lot of points for winning a week, and if he doesn't win a week, then
59.
he's still vulnerable. Certainly in terms of topping the table, obviously he's very likely to make the playoffs.
60.
Never failed to do so, has he?
nope. He won it 6 times, hasn't he? Made it his
Yeah.
own.
Well, there was a time when it was only him and Bill Taylor that ever topped the table. That started to change
133.
in recent years.
Was it Clayton that topped the table last year?
Yeah, he had a
57.
brilliant season.
Lee, you require 54.
I can't find tops. Lee Budgen. He will be
44.
looking to
Willie, you require
top
167.
this table.
Yeah, second highest finish of them all, but it's not going to go, so Lee will be back.
65.
2 from 10
Lee, you
on the
require
doubles
10.
for Lee.
Eight.
Door ajar.
Willie, you require 102.
Not far off of his seasonal average in that opening game.
70.
But this one, he's well off the pace. Some
Lee, you require 2.
13 points in terms of average off of his seasonal standard.
You just see that he didn't feel settled, didn't feel ready. Maybe lost the grip of the dart a little bit. Step back, reset, refocus, re-aimed, and delivered
Game
the
shot
double.
and the fourth leg. Lee Budgen.
He's won 3 legs in this match, all of them in more than 20 darts. Willie Borland had a right
Fifth
tidy
leg
one
is
in
Willie to
between,
throw
but
first.
he's been
Game
toe
on.
apart from that.
It's been a 7th visit, hasn't it?
100.
Yeah, just to go back to your point, I'm pretty certain that Clayton actually won the Premier League from 4th, didn't he? And then didn't win it from 1st.
Yes.
MVG getting
96.
back to winning ways, winning that 6th title last year, but he was only a dart away from being defeated by Joe Cullen.
96.
Yeah, what on the wire, double 16, wasn't it? And then to be left out must have, well, been a real blow to the solar plexus.
But you've got to look at moments. I mean, we've talked about those
100.
darts that Steve West missed against Adam Hunt. I wonder if we ever look back through the archives and decided what was the costliest dart financially,
57.
and that would be up there, wouldn't it? Because it's certain he'd be picked the following year.
Yeah. And it's incredible prize money, isn't it?
Can't see.
Outside of the World
42.
Championships. That's the biggest payday, isn't it?
Yeah, and all the endorsements that could come with it, potential sponsors, and
58.
exhibition bookings, etc.
Our very own Glenn Durrant, of course, a former winner.
93.
Yeah, those of you tuned into the YouTube channel for the Falon interview, you'll find one with
55.
Glenn as well, talking about
Lee
his rise
Require
and fall.
170.
And also one with the man next to me, Chris Mason, about his encore, as we're now calling it, in terms of playing darts.
58. Willie Require 135. 87. Lee Require 112.
For the match.
And that's been typical of the match.
I've seen it
40.
on the
Willie Require
previous visit from
48.
Willie missing the 25, but double 16.
Game shot and the
No
fifth
problem
leg.
down
Willie
there.
Borland.
Again, into a 7th visit to win a leg. This is certainly not what we
Six
expected.
leg, it's Lee to throw first. Game on.
I thought this one may follow in terms of quality the match we've seen previously between Steve West and Falon Sherrock.
93.
Well, Steve West got to be watching this, thinking at the end of this game, one of these players is going to be 4 points ahead of him.
Yeah.
81.
He scratched the head moment.
$59.
Historic moment in football as well. This evening, Harry Kane became England's all-time leading goal scorer.
140.
Didn't even know England were playing. Who were they playing, mate?
Italy, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, Kane taking that honour from Wayne Rooney.
99.
It's in the Euro 2024 qualifiers. And England naturally won the match 2-1.
85.
Wow, we win a game of football. How many games did Wayne play in to get that?
Now you're asking, aren't you? I'll have to
Oh,
consult my information device.
You're the football man, pal.
96.
So Wayne Rooney in an England shirt was 53 goals in 120 matches.
58. Willie
Harry
Require
Kane.
99.
As Willie just gives me time to find this stat.
Yeah.
Harry
59.
Kane was
Lee Require
54 in 81
107.
matches.
Wow.
So a much better strike rate as well. And Budgen strike here.
In your opinion, did Rooney play in was
83.
the standard of
Willie
football
Require
better
40.
during that era of Rooney's goals?
Might have to get back to
30.
you in the next match, Mace, because this one
Lee
could be
Require
over.
24.
I was
18.
going to be saved by the bell there, but Budgen
Willie Require 10.
missing opportunities. Will Borland take his?
6.
Well, let's put it this way.
Lee Require
Neither of these
6.
players are finishing like Wayne Rooney or Harry Kane, are they, right now?
Finishing like me in front of goal. I've got 2 left feet. I couldn't finish me dinner on a football
No
pitch.
score. Willie
Borland,
Require 4.
big football fan himself. Can he plant one between the posts? 2-2.
Game shot
In
and
it
the sixth
goes.
leg. Willie Borland.
And we do go to a deciding leg. Yeah, I think to answer your question then, if we're going to carry on this little football chat, I think that what I would say is Wayne Rooney he didn't play the same role as Harry Kane, he did a lot more other than just being an out-and-out striker.
Seventh
Kane,
and final leg. It's
Kane
Willie to
more
throw
of a
proper goal
first.
scorer.
Game
Yeah.
on.
Does come deep a lot to get the ball, but not the same sort of style of player as Wayne Rooney. I think it's a really difficult question.
It'd
about
be
what-
interesting to see
54.
how many assists Rooney has had and
Yeah,
compare that. But like you say, they played different roles, I suppose.
it's a difficult question about the era of footballers, because some say the golden generation was the one that just about
60.
predated Wayne Rooney with
Right.
Beckham, and he was sort of breaking through at that point. But
Yeah.
the team that we've got now have actually achieved a lot more than they
125.
did. So yeah, tough one.
Although we have had some dream draws.
You'll get a fair few opinions on that. You can see what Lee Budgen's opinion is of his own performance here.
99. $57.
They
100.
only beat Italy in that match that really, really mattered, the final a few years ago.
95.
Borland looking. I mean, this would be the ultimate irony in this game, wouldn't it? What have we've seen? 30 darts missed at double.
42.
And
Willie
now we're going to see a
require
170 to win it. The dream is alive. The ball.
138.
I can't believe he's done that to us. It's a right play, but he's let us down.
Well, that would have been the. Well, that would have summed up darts quite simply
Well,
with three of them.
40.
There's a little part of me, when you've missed
Will
that
he
many darts
require
at doubles, that you
32?
might
Might
think
as well,
just go
yeah.
for it. Because now there's pressure. And you, I'm
No
gonna say, you might
score.
feel like he can't hit that.
Lee,
He's
you
giving
require
himself time to think.
160.
Oh, he couldn't take out the 170. Can Budgen take out the 160? Oh my goodness.
Game.
Darts.
Shot. And the match.
Summed up.
Lee Budgen.
Neither of them could hit a double for love nor money. Borland declined the ball for a 170, came back to miss even more darts at double in this balmy game, and then Budgen wins it with a 160 checkout. You ponder that over the next few minutes and then rejoin us for Adam Lipscombe against Falon Sherrock.
Welcome back to the MODUS Super Series, where Lee Budgen has just come through in a last leg decider to get the better of Willie Borland. Have you given up predicting this game? Because that was an absolutely spectacular end to that match. Willie Borland, of course, decided not to go for the bull for the 170. He then missed 3 clear darts at double 16, and Budgen from absolutely nowhere took out that 160. How crucial a win do you think that could end up being?
Yeah, in terms of the table, it's massive. But I think Borland, I mean, he played the right shot, but in a match that had so many missed doubles, and you just don't want time to think. And by setting up the 32, it was thinking time. It was he was waiting on 160, and you're thinking that's like probably a 1 in 50 shot. But when you're meant to win, you're meant to win, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, it's been quite a strange group so far, though, hasn't it? Because Budgen, as you can see on the table there, he's won both of his opening matches, but he did miss 16 darts at a double in that last match. So it's pretty difficult to choose who's going to be the happiest with their performances so far. I guess you could say it's Falon Sherrock.
Yeah, and Steve West, it was a great performance last time out, and he didn't get a lot of luck in the end and was edged out. But in terms of level of performance, that's probably one of the games of the week, because they were both at it. And listen, you've got 2 games to play, got to win them both, really. You've got to finish this Group B with 4 points going into tomorrow, and you're well in the mix.
Yeah, and for Steve West, we saw it in Group A. We mentioned it a little bit earlier on. If he plays with that freedom, we certainly know what he's capable of. Coming into Group B for the first time, though, it does have its own pressures, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it just takes, again, you go from getting up super early in the morning and then having those really long days to hanging around all day and waiting, and it's a late start. You know, most people are going to bed when we start work.
Yeah, absolutely. Falon Sherrock, of course, getting the better of Steve West in that last match. We can have a look at some of her stats from her time here at the Super Series. So much to unpick from that, of course. Her highest winning average here, a 104.76. The checkout rate, we see that sort of number, don't we, from the majority of players here, and not a bad overall average there either of 84.
Yeah, well, the running checkout percentage with all of our games over the past couple of years is at 33%, so she's more or less on that. A running average of 84, when you're considering the amount of games she's actually played, that isn't too bad, because you're going to get some rough ones like we just seen in the last one. You're going to get a couple of 70s in there, which is going to constantly bring your overall average down. Unfortunately, her quickest leg is only a 10 and not a 9 that she did last week.
Yeah, absolutely. The highest checkout there, the 164, but she's taken out some crucial big finishes today already, hasn't she? That 133 and the 136
and the 136,
as well.
And they were both needed. They were both needed. But she does that a lot.
Yeah, I was just going to say, nobody's going to really be shocked at that, are they? She's got Adam Lipscombe up next. How do you see this one going?
Yeah, I think she'll be pleased with her performance last time out. She should have plenty of confidence. Didn't really look comfortable first game on, but you sort of find out after the time. She arrived quite late, bad traffic, so you give her a pass out on that game 1, and she certainly produced the goods in match 2. So I predict her to win this one.
Right then, let's see if this man's predictions are going to come true. Of course, you've already had one acca come in today, haven't you? So it's best to listen to this man. Murph, back to you.
Yeah, thank you. How on earth he's got an acca in on a night like tonight, I'll never know, because all these games have seemingly been won on the toss of a coin. We've had 34 of a possible 35 legs played. The last 4 matches on the spin have gone the distance. 3 of them have seen the losing player mismatch darts. It is one of those nights where you're never sure which way a game is going until the match-winning double is hit. And we've seen them hit in all sorts of different fashions as well. Willie Borland eventually getting over the line on double 1 against Falon Sherrock in her opening match of the night. And then Lee Budgen taking out 160 against Borland to win that last match. It's been bizarre.
First leg, it's Adam to throw first.
But as May said, Falon was brilliant in her match against Steve West, as was he.
Yeah. It was a match that could have
100
gone either way, unless it went the way of Falon, and it didn't go her way in her opening match against Willie Borland, losing that one 4-3. Swings and roundabouts, as they say.
100. 56.
Justin Bradshaw, a referee for the evening. He's a bit old school, isn't he, with the 100 calls? Don't sort of hear that
85.
anymore. Like the referees have got bored of calling 100, so just give it the same as they would a 60.
Yeah. Listen, I think everybody needs their own individual style. And
Oh, yeah, I like it.
But yeah, that's his.
Marco Meyer, another ref we've had here, he has the old, yes, that's game shot, doesn't he? And everyone's got their own little thing.
Yeah, their little quirks. I like individuality.
92.
I've got mine when I'm reffing as well. That's getting all the scores wrong.
No one's got asked to do a
100.
big tournament in the West Midlands.
Adam
And it
Uruguay,
was
124.
that big. The final involved Michael Smith.
84.
And opponent in the final was another super quick player.
Yeah, I think I've got a sense of where this is going.
Yeah, and I thought I was only sort of
135.
comparing the event.
Adam
Then to
Uruguay,
my
40.
horror, I had to referee the final.
Game shot and the first leg.
Well, simple enough
Adam
one that. Game
Lipscombe.
shot on the first leg to Adam Lipscombe. 17 data to hold on to his throwing leg one.
Second leg is Falon to
Just
throw
saying,
first.
as you made your way
Game
downstairs, mate. 34 of 35 legs. The last 4 matches have all gone the distance, and in 3 of them, the losing player has mismatched darts.
40.
Welcome to the Super Series. You are joining us for the first time on Sporty Stuff TV or our
140.
MODUS Super Series YouTube channel. Welcome along to the action. If you live, well, local-ish and you fancy a night at the darts on Saturday night for finals night,
58.
doors open at 6:30. Tickets are completely free. You get them from dartshop.tv. Register your name.
99.
Your ticket will be on the door. Come and have a night with us.
Slow start to this leg from Falon Sherrock. Adam Lipscombe is going to have a big break chance
59.
I expected Falon to continue with the form she
85.
showed against Steve West, which was at times absolutely blistering.
Well, as we saw in that link before this match,
80.
everybody's played 2 matches now. Lee Budgen, kind of maybe one of the worst performers by his own standards. He's on 4 points, having won both.
59.
Steve West, who's played amongst the best, is on no points, having lost both.
And how often do we see such a low leg count or a low legs?
140.
count.
Adam Uruguay,
Yeah, remarkable.
118.
Tops. It's
83.
really wayward, and Falon Sherrock will get the opportunity.
Falon Uruguay,
produce
124.
another 3-figure finish. 133, 136 tonight. And the bull for 124.
91.
This time it's beyond
Adam
her.
Uruguay, 35.
Adam Lipscombe can start to get away from it.
Game shot and the second leg. Adam Lipscombe.
Oh, back to back. 17 darters. It's just steady away, isn't it? It's far from
Third leg is Adam
spectacular,
to throw
but
first. Game
right
on.
now it's more than enough.
Yeah, you mentioned the legs. Lawn and leg
140.
difference column from the bottom to the top. There are only 5 legs in it. So on average, that's a leg per position.
140.
It's Falon starting to warm to the task.
64.
Just tend to play in little spurts, Falon Sherrock. The odd off
140.
Did speak about that 9-dart leg and the subsequent Pro Tour event she played in, where, I mean, we were watching it, weren't we, on
100.
Dart Connect. She had a few 180s, but then a few really dodgy scores as well, and she puts that down to a bit of a lack of preparation, not knowing she's going to be in until that morning.
Yeah,
57.
not knowing, and till around about 11 o'clock, wasn't it? So, yeah, no real time to...
137.
And, I mean, you've mentioned
Falon
it, that's a big moment for her, Falon
164.
Sherrock.
Yeah.
And like you mentioned for your big moment at the seniors, that you were looking at preparing a month out for that tournament.
92. Adam, you require 60.
Now we're going to see the first dominant victory of the day.
Game shot and the third leg.
Probably
Adam
be the
Lipscombe.
most unexpected. I mean that with plenty of respect, but when you look at the performances
Fourth
from
leg, it's Falon to throw
Adam
first. Game
thus
on.
far, and then you look at that performance from Falon, defeating Steve West 4-3. I thought she was going to come out absolutely
81.
firing, but it was a super leg for Adam in leg 3, a 14 darter, backing up the 217s.
140.
He's just playing with, he looks to be playing with a lot more freedom and confidence.
A reminder, though, that he will be as aware as she will that she was in this exact same position against Steve West.
180.
Lost the first 3 legs of that match and then reeled off 4 on the
54.
spin.
Mentioned minerals. Girls got plenty of them, both in
140.
5 successive perfect darts in the middle of a leg to leave 100 after 9.
100.
West did
Falon, you
get his
require
opportunities in
100.
that match, missed 6 at double to win the game.
60.
tops after 12 with throw. Real big leg
57.
coming up
Falon, you
next.
require 40. Game shot and the fourth
She
leg.
ensures that
Falon
it
Sherrock.
does go to a next leg by landing tops for a 13 darter, and suddenly she's playing at a really high standard again.
Fifth leg is
After
Adam
4
to throw
legs, average of
first. Game on.
95.48. What we are seeing is that matches involving Falon Sherrock,
95.
being the highest quality ones of the evening. She's playing well, and her opponent is going with her.
Yeah, by some distance as well.
59. $83.
Yeah, she certainly found her range suddenly.
134.
Still in Adam's hands, but starting to spray a little.
54.
Memory. I always used to play in a shoe that was
58.
flat, obviously, but didn't really have a thick sole, and often wondered why the girls
99.
don't wear something that gives them just a bit more height. Makes things a little easier.
Good spot that, actually.
140.
Wearing
Adam, you require
Something
170.
a little different in that department.
91. Falon, you require 110.
Still possible.
Needs the ball though.
85.
Weight of dart was
Adam, you require 79.
perfect.
Yeah, she
Lost the
scared it.
line. Yeah.
Scared him. I don't know about that.
66 left. Can he hit the ball?
He can't. Had he gone for a
37.
19, he would have had
Falon, you
go
require
at the
25.
outer ring. Double 8 then for Falon Sherrock to get a break. And here
Game
we
shot
go
and the fifth
again.
leg. Falon
He
Sherrock.
will now throw for 3-3.
That is the break of throw.
Sixth leg
Exactly
is
the
Falon
same
to throw
pattern as
first.
the West
Game
game,
on.
because he threw first in that one. And that's a perfect first start. Fails to follow with a second, but fantastic
140.
jam in the sandwich.
$140.
Good answer from Adam.
Yep.
Good game, this.
96.
picked up on it.
95.
The two best matches so far of this session have both involved Falon Sherrock. Oh,
57.
Desperately unlucky not to find at least one treble there.
Yeah, and even when she played Willie Borland earlier, it
24.
was an 86 average, which just going to Group C this afternoon, that would have won most matches.
Yep.
Could have won that match, of course.
96.
Well, the match before it was 84 and 83. The match after it was one with an 84. So, yeah, backs up what you're saying.
138. Falon, you require 112.
Yeah, pressure.
That is awkward.
52. Adam, you require 104.
Two options here. Wow.
80.
I was wondering how he got that in. A small target blocked.
Falon, you require
Ditto.
60.
They missed the open target to win the leg and indeed the match.
20.
That is unlucky.
Adam, you require 24.
Well, Falon threatened to produce another great escape, and it's still on.
12.
Four
Falon, you require 40.
match starts for Adam. Tops for a level game. Tens. Getting sticky.
Game
She
shot
finds
and
it.
a sick flag.
Longest
Falon
leg of the
Sherrock.
match. It is a holder throw. 4 to win it for Adam.
7th and final leg is Adam to throw first. Game on.
Will that play havoc
60.
with his mental approach to this decider? Got to try and shake it off.
Ouch.
Easier said than done when your opponent then slams in a
180.
max.
95.
Falon's second 180.
97.
Super cover.
Well, we say this about once a week because it happens about once a week. A player
100.
wins from 3-0 down. Falon Sherrock might be about to do it in back-to-back matches. That's once in 104 on average.
60.
Happened this afternoon, and it's about to happen potentially for the second time in 3 games, twice by the same player.
Could be another first.
Yeah, absolutely.
58. Falon, you require 164.
Yes.
96. 46.
Yeah, you can
Falon,
see
you
he's
require 68.
caught in the crossfire, isn't he? Flattened by Falon. Double 4, east
Game,
end of the board,
shot,
and Falon
and a
Sherrock, well,
match.
she's had more
Falon
comebacks than Dirty
Sherrock.
Den tonight. 4-3 from 3-0 down against both Steve West and Adam Lipscombe. Remarkable turnarounds from the Queen of the Palace, who takes her points tally to 4, and she only lost. The game she lost, she only lost 4-3. Looking in good shape to be firmly in the mix come tomorrow night. She's still got a game to play tonight. Coming next, though, it's Steve West against Willie Borland.
Steve West and Willie Borland back in action next, and I guess you could say a battle between two wounded animals in Group B. Of course, Steve West losing both of his opening matches, but involved in a really high-quality encounter with Falon Sherrock last time out. Missed 7 match starts in that one, despite a very decent display, and he needs to respond here and record a first win of the night. As for Willie Borland, well, the conclusion of his last match also had remarkable drama, left with the big fish and his opponent not on a finish. Big Willie opted against going for the bull, then missed 3 clear at double 16 before watching his opponent take out a 160, having previously missed 16 at the outer ring. Which of these two players will respond the better? Who do you think, chaps?
Your guess is as good as mine. This marathon night of matches continues. Falon Sherrock bouncing back for the second straight time. And it's been 4-2, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 4-3. West was involved in the 4-2 on the wrong end of it when he lost out to Adam Lipscombe in the first match of the evening. He also lost to Falon Sherrock in a fine fight of a darts match. And he's in the weird position of actually having played pretty well, but to no reward at all.
Yeah, he's got nothing for his efforts. But setbacks pave the way for getbacks. It needs to start here.
First leg, it is
Minimum
Steve to
requirement
throw
for
first.
me
Game
on night 1 of Group B is to pick up 2 wins. Well, he's played 2 games. He's got 2 to go, starting with this one, and he just needs to take the positives, of which there were plenty in that performance against Falon, and it was only marred by
100.
the missed doubles.
$93.
Yeah, Borland himself,
30.
the one that did get over the line against Falon Sherrock, and he only managed to do that on double 1 after both players had missed doubles in the last leg.
Yep.
98.
By the way, in this one, Steve West now down to 170. Willie Borland on 371.
44. Stevie require 170.
Wonder if he'll go for it.
100%.
145.
How close was that?
Well, he's already hit 3 balls this week.
125. Stevie require
Bit of
25.
a showman is Steve West. Double 4.
23.
A nod as if to say, here we go again.
56. Stevie require 2.
Well, missed the ball for the 170 now. Looking at double 1.
No score. Willie
The
require 146.
highest in terms of numbers double to the smallest.
110.
And hindsight's a wonderful
Steve,
thing,
you
but I've got to
require
say, in the
2.
previous match, Willie Borland was totally wrong not to go for the bull, and in this one, Steve West was totally wrong to go for it.
Game
No, he was
shot
right.
and the
He was
first
right
leg.
in the end.
Steve West.
They weren't really markers, were they?
No. They were
Second
one up,
leg is
one in
Willie to
kind of
throw
dart,
first.
and then
Game on.
didn't follow, and then literally just flashed at the final dart, and
100.
almost with your eyes closed. A hit and hope, like you on a pool table, Murph.
Not going to argue.
96. $57.
Not really a big fan of pool, to be honest. Never been fond of queuing.
$95.
Is that the Tim Vine joke book? Tim Vine, of course,
125.
massive darts fan.
It was at the World Seniors Championship earlier this year.
Down at the Worlds as well, Ali Pally. Got to have a good chat with him.
And to go full circle, his
140.
brother, of course, is Jeremy Vine. And that is one of the stops that Falon Sherrock made when she won
96.
that match against
Steve
Ted Everts at the World
170.
Championship a few years ago. His Radio 2 show. And doesn't he present Eggheads these
100.
days? So we've had
Willie Borland,
Ben
123.
Durrant on that as well, haven't we?
$91.
Another win on the ADC this evening. For Terry Jenkins. Just been informed.
30.
Back-to-back wins for TJ.
Willie
Doesn't seem right, does it? Terry Jenkins playing in tournaments called Amateur
Game
Darts
shot and the
Circuit.
second leg. Willie Borland.
Well, nothing amateurish about that dart. Yeah, I feel that it is, obviously, it's
Third leg,
amateur as
it's
in
Steve to throw
non-professional,
first.
but
Game on.
I certainly think players that are playing on the Super Series, the Challenge Tour, etc., they can't be regarded as amateur players. Don't know exactly how you describe them. Some of them are professionals in the sense that darts is their only form of living.
78.
Yeah, I don't think there's too many that play here or on the ADC.
40.
Terry, of course, is a antiques dealer amongst other things.
Yeah, here it would be the likes of Thornton, Adams. I
100.
think it's kind of fitting in that semi-pro position, isn't it?
Yeah. Part-time pro.
59.
The ADC is sort of looking after the real grassroots of the game. Players obviously getting the opportunity to progress to this level, and then many players going on to play on the Pro Tour, many players coming off the Pro Tour. That nearly came out of the treble 20, but it found its way back in.
How was that hanging in? But then on the flip side of the coin,
58. Steve
what an opportunity for
143.
grassroots players to play someone who used to be a
Absolutely, yeah.
a pro.
I mean, I've rocked up at some of the events around here, and you might run into a Whitlock or a
79.
Steve West last night if you'd been about.
Yeah, Charles Barstow. He's often at these events.
Yeah, I once played Gary
58.
Stone in one of them.
Yeah.
Stevie requires 64. $44.
Well, with my pal at the same venue, Wayne Weening. Great to see you.
140.
Australian legend
Stevie required
of the sport.
20. Game shot and the third
Steve
leg.
West a long way ahead
Steve
for most of that
West.
leg and made it count in the end. Really does need to get some points on the board, though. He's got a final match
Fourth leg, it's Willie to throw first. Game on.
against Lee Budgen. Based on what I've seen so far, I know Budgen's won both of his games, but I would probably pick Falon and Steve against him.
Absolutely.
$121.
Certainly found his scoring boots tonight, hasn't he, West?
Yeah, we've seen flashes of it in
39.
Group A. A little bit more measured.
He had 4 180s in that
85.
match. Ultimately ended in defeat against Falon Sherrock.
Yeah, that's the most by
57.
any player in an individual match. Lee Budgen had 3 in his game and was 50% on doubles, but only ended up with an average of 84-42 and did have
101.
a 120 finish.
$100.
Well, West is pretty much in the box seat in this leg as well.
He is now. Treble 14 or treble 18.
138.
Probably good thinking. That leaves him a clear route to tops.
60.
Yep.
Steve, you require 56.
14s and he could have put a blocker in there, but 16s and he's completely
Game
open
shot on
bed
the
and he
fourth
makes the
leg.
most of it.
Steve
3-1.
West.
Yeah, that's a good point and something to remember in that approach type of play. If you like tops and 10s, go the 54. If you don't
Fifth
hit
leg,
it,
it's Steve to throw first.
your dart to
Game
leave the
on.
double is nowhere near the tops. You get a clear pathway in.
I've some stats for you here. How about this for a stat
100.
attack, ladies and gentlemen? Falon Sherrock's great escape, so winning from 3-0 behind, are the 110th
89.
and 111th time it has happened ever at the MODUS Super Series. It's the 9th time it has happened twice in the same session, and on 2 previous occasions it has happened in
140.
back-to-back games. But this is the first time a player has won twice in their own consecutive matches by
96.
the Great Escape.
Yeah, it's something that I think I would have had somewhere in the grey matter.
180.
It's not the kind of thing you forget because it's such a rarity.
Yeah,
59.
but it just shows you how rare it even
Steve,
is
you
for
require
just the Great Escape
81.
itself to happen. Only 111 times in all of the matches we've played over the last couple of years.
Yeah, thousands and thousands and thousands.
Game.
And
Shot.
that is a super
Steve
way
West.
to finish. Winning legs of 16, 14 and 12. To wrap it up with 3 on the spin. Another average in the mid-90s. 94.81 for Steve West. 2 180s, 4 140s, 4 out of 12 on the doubles. And he gets his campaign underway. When we return, it will be Falon Sherrock against Budgen.
Next up tonight, Falon Sherrock, the queen of the comeback so far this evening. She's trailed 3-0 in her last 2 matches, but we know how well she deals with pressure, and she's certainly showing that tonight, forcing deciders from that position and going on to win, meaning she sat on 4 points heading into her final game of the night, posting 2 averages in the 90s already, including the highest winning average of the session, that 94.7 against West. As for her opponent, Willie Borland, well, he's also on 4 points, but yet to be defeated. We mentioned a little while ago coming through in dramatic fashion against Borland thanks to a 160 out from nowhere. These two, of course, met on finals night here at the Super Series back in January at the end of Series 2, and it was Falon who won 4-2 on that occasion in order to progress to the semi-finals. Will it be repeat or revenge here? Well, the one thing I do know is you don't want to take a 3-0 lead over her tonight. Here's Murph and Mace to talk you through game 8 of 10.
Thanks, Abby. Well, on the evidence of what we've seen tonight, which has backfired on me a couple of times, I'm looking at Falon's numbers, 86.07 in her first game. Lee averaged 84.42. Then Falon averaged 94.71. Lee averaged 71.5. They go 5 to 6 each of 2. And if Falon continues to play to type, there's only one winner, but she won't want to go 3-0 down.
Yeah, when we based what we thought about the last match on performances as well, we felt a win was coming from Steve West, and he got a strong, healthy one against Willie Borland.
Well, he backed up that performance, didn't he? A mid-90s average in each of his last 2 performances.
Got a feeling that Budgen might feel the full force of Falon Sherrock here if he doesn't up his
First
game.
leg, it's Falon to throw
By
first.
a fair few
Game
levels.
And we know she has another level.
60.
Abby mentioned the meeting they had here at finals night, a 4-2 win for Sherrock. And if she repeats that result, or wins
85.
by any margin, she will replace him at the top of the table at the end of this match. Of course, he does have another to play, but it's against the high-quality
60.
performing Steve West.
He's in a position where he knows it's imperative he picks up a win in his final game today,
99.
Steve West, and he's right in the mix. Not out of it with just 1 win, but you can just leave yourself a little bit too much to do.
Yeah, well, one of Lipscombe or Borland will get a second victory, and they'll
64.
join Falon and Lee on at least 4 points. One of those, of course, will be on 6, so it will mean he'd be outside the provisional places at the end of the first evening.
137.
A slow start to the match from Falon. She needs to
140.
start the way she finishes.
Yeah, and she has made a bit of Super Series history tonight, as we were recording in the previous match. She is the first player, not the first woman, the first player
43.
to have completed Great Escape victories in back-to-back matches. 3-0 down to win 4-3 twice on the spin.
137. Lee, you require
hear the haters now, Murph.
137.
Check your inbox.
Well, tops couldn't be
97.
executed by Budgen, so
Falon
Sherrock
require
will look for
40.
just 1. Or a pair of 10s.
20.
And she's been decent in that department
Lee,
tonight,
you
so that
require
will be a
40.
little bit of a frustration for Falon.
A game shot.
Seen that a
and
few
the
times
first
from
leg.
Budgen tonight. He's
Lee
looked a little bit
Budgen.
unsettled, but when he has just stopped himself and taken time, he's often hit.
Second leg, it's Lee to throw first. Game on.
Annie Dawes has put herself yet again
100.
under it.
$60.
Yeah, surely she can't keep doing it. It's not an advisable tactic, is it, to keep going 3-0 down?
51.
Certainly takes a bit out of you mentally.
She's on course to lose the first couple of legs here. After
41.
failing to get below 406 starts.
$121. $140.
That was a minimum requirement, wasn't it?
Yeah. Anything less than that
96.
left her with a mountain to climb. almost like
180. Lee, you
The
require
switch was
133.
flicked on. 140. And then backs it up with a 180.
Yeah, and it would be an immediate
95.
break back.
Fallon, you
After
require
starting
80.
with 2 troubleless visits in her first 2 turns, only scored 60.
Yeah, that was an ouch at the
41.
first start there, though.
24.
All she had to do was stay
Lee, you
straight to
require
get a dart
38.
double.
Game shot and the
No
second
trouble
leg. Lee
for Budgen.
Budgen.
Backs up the break with a hold.
Third leg, it's Fallon to throw first. Game on.
I'm sure there is part of you watching this that actually wants Falon to lose this leg just to see if
80.
it's possible.
Can she do the treble?
Yeah. That would be the ultimate escape act, wouldn't it? That'd be the chamber filled with water, chains around it and
98.
set on fire, I think.
$96. $180.
His first.
Might be heading that way.
59.
The weird thing is, you know, people say that trends make no difference and that kind of thing, but the one thing is, they've been in the practice room seeing her do it.
Oh, they're
Plants
yeah.
a seed of doubt, doesn't it,
40.
surely?
Yeah, absolutely. Your subconscious just won't let you stray away from that.
140.
Particularly when in the last couple of legs, she's just giving him a reminder that she's not out of a leg.
Yeah. Yeah, she just started up the pace in
93.
terms of
Fallon,
scoring.
you require 126.
419s and ball. There's the single.
Let's not forget, she did miss 3 darts to win the very first leg
Yes.
of this match.
54. Lee, you require 90.
2020 ball, treble 20, double 15. Oh, that's criminal.
27. Fallon, you require
Probably should have
72.
just not even thought about trying to find the treble there. And it will be a dart, a double for Falon Sherrock.
52.
He can't find it.
Lee, you require 63.
So, be in that perilous position again.
23.
This time,
Fallon, you
the
require
comeback
20.
may start a little earlier. And it does.
Game shot and third leg. Falon Sherrock.
Eventually gets a chalk on the board. And she hit 180 in the last leg and
Fourth leg,
didn't
it's
win it.
Lee to throw first.
It was Lee's
Game
turn.
on.
Hit a 180 in the leg and not win it.
Just to recap what's happened this evening, Adam Lipscombe beat Steve West
134.
4-2 in the opening match. We then had 5 successive 4-3 scorelines with Willie Borland, Lee Budgen,
59.
Falon Sherrock, Budgen again, and Sherrock again, winning in last leg deciders. And then West swept past Willie Borland with an impressive display to win 4-1, the biggest margin of victory
42.
tonight.
$100.
How costly. All them. 3 darts missed at the double beat. in leg 1.
42.
Well, on the face of it now, Budgen's playing a little bit better than he was, and Falon's playing a little bit worse than she was. But I'd actually like to see where she was after 3 legs in those previous matches, because it's probably not far away.
No, it's very similar.
Suggesting
58.
that the gear may be changed and she may race away. Try that again, shall I?
122.
You may
Beautiful.
race away into the sunset.
Yeah, lovely 42 to leave tops after 12.
140.
She's
Falon, you
been
require 40.
Convincing on the outer ring.
Game shot and the 4th leg.
Wow.
Falon Sherrock.
And just look at the reaction from Lee Budgen there. Just drop the head.
5th leg, it's Falon
And
to
maybe
throw
having
first.
witnessed
Game
what he's
on.
witnessed her do, he's thinking she can't be beaten right now.
59.
Only 59 now. Real opportunity. Hit straight back. Only 41.
134.
Got her eyeing down there.
58.
Yeah, even in this position, Falon Sherrock's pretty hot on the numbers, so she starts on the 18s there, because if she hits another treble 20,
138.
the 170.
$97. Falon, you require 170.
The decision
98.
taken out of her hands by not finding the second treble 20.
Well, you should think about this.
140. Falon, you require 72.
So it doesn't leave a finish. Falon kind of showed him how to do it, a different scenario, but he could have started on 18s and done the same thing.
52.
Go on, Lee, you try and take out 165.
That'll be another first.
Well, look, it's those little margins that can make the difference, isn't it?
44.
Look how much it's cost
Falon, you
De
require
Souza
20.
in the past. Oh, this is awkward.
10. Lee, you require
So, a
121.
chance from nowhere. Treble 17 leaves the bullseye. Or a real
53.
clutch double 5 from Falon
you require
Sherrock
10.
already. This time she has to chase around the board, down for double 2.
6.
No clutch finish.
Lee, you
Yeah, it
require
looks to the
68.
heavens. We are in a church, of course. Well, this would be
48. Falon, you
horrendous
require
leg to
4.
lose.
Game
Falon
shot and the
is
5th
not
leg.
gonna lose
Falon
it.
Sherrock.
Well, it's not the comeback from 3-0 down, but it is 3 on the
Sixth leg, it's
spin
Lee to throw first. Game on.
from 2-0 down.
So 1 leg away from moving to the top of the table, having lost her first match of the night. She would have
93.
won the following 3, and because the fixtures are played in reverse order, she will be the last player to appear tomorrow night. So we'll end up having a game in hand
100.
on all of the other 4 in game 3. Almost more important in a way to be on at least 6 points when you're playing after everybody else.
180.
But Budgen hasn't been beaten yet.
60.
Not in this match, not in any match.
Well, he's not budging here, is he?
Like it.
96.
Oh, Falon has the insurance of the throw in the 7th and deciding leg.
Well, she had to break throw to win last leg deciders in the last 2
require
games, hasn't she?
132.
Will be an extra bit of comfort. Didn't bother with the ball with Falon not on a finish.
58.
Oh, if you can find a max or a 140, cancel that. Oh, a 121.
81. Lee requires 74.
None of the above.
$58.
So I've already seen
Falon, you require 160.
Bromley.
doesn't happen to him like it happened for him.
60. Lee, you require 16. Game shot.
So
and
another
the
match
sixth
that
leg.
goes the full
Lee Budgen.
quota of legs. That will be 6 of the 8 that we've played so far tonight.
7th and final leg. It's Falon to throw
Another one.
first. Game on.
It was 4-2. Another one 4-1.
Great recovery after that first start.
125.
Outstanding. And this isn't bad. Lots of room. Gonna try and squeeze it.
100.
The line was good. Maybe up for 18s. Oh, close to
41.
17s.
Perfect guide. Is it Budgen that's going to strike the perfect time?
180.
Perfect visit.
5 in the match now. 3. Ooh. 3 for Adam.
25.
None as important as that one. He gonna win.
57.
Another one. 4-3.
Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it? And I think he would be the first to admit that he probably hasn't played well enough to have
59.
won all of his matches
Lee,
so
you
far.
require
But that
164.
is looking very likely to be the outcome.
Fortune favours the brave.
$128.
Super setup, and all Falon can do now is try and leave some kind of finish. Any kind of finish.
81.
And hope.
Lee, you require 36. Game.
But the hope
shot.
is over.
And the match. Lee Budgen.
She is beaten. Lee Budgen maintains an unbeaten record. He's won all 3 of his matches in last leg deciders. Falon Sherrock, who worked hard for her 2 victories. Well, that is what she will end on. Performance plummeted in that game compared to the previous 2. She ends her evening with 2 wins from 4. Budgen is now 3 from 3 and will take on Steve West in the curtain closer tonight. But before that, Willie Borland and Adam Lipscombe after the break.
Right then, our penultimate match of the session sees Willie Borland and Adam Lipscombe go in search of their second win of the night, with Lee Budgen not budging from top spot, having won all 3 of his matches so far. As you can see, he's currently on 6 points at the top of the league standings. Falon Sherrock currently in second, but one of these two will join her on 4 points with the victory in this match. Borland, of course, got off to a decent enough start coming through in a decider to get the better of Sherrock, but since then his level has dipped, averaging below 80 in his next 2 matches. And after we spoke so highly about his demeanour, a little bit of frustration has understandably crept into his game as the night has progressed. For Lipscombe, it was also the ideal start to the evening for him, a 4-2 win over Steve West, but he's not been able to kick on from there either, and will be kicking himself for letting a 3-0 lead slip against Falon Sherrock last time out. Can he recover from that here? Let's hand back to our comms team to find out.
Yeah, thanks, Abby. Well, an indication of how tight this group has been is that 3 players are on 0 on the leg difference column. Falon Sherrock, Adam Lipscombe himself, and Steve West. Willie Borland, because of that 4-1 defeat at the hands of West in his last outing, the only one of the 5 on a minus leg difference, -3. It's been a really close fought thing tonight, and it is auguring well for a really tight finish tomorrow. One of these players will end on 2 points, but with everybody off the mark on opening night in this group, it also means that nobody is anywhere near being out of the race.
And Lee Budgen, somehow, with 1 match to play, can end up winning all of his 4 games.
Yeah, and maybe actually the rest of them are kind of
First leg,
hoping
it
he
is
does.
Willie to throw
and
first.
Just fight it out
Game
between
on.
4 for 2 spots.
Yep.
If he can beat Steve West, then there's going to be 2 on 4, 2 on 2. And it'll just be basically a battle
96.
for the results between those players. But all will be well aware and well capable of beating Budgen, knowing that he has won all his matches in
140.
last leg deciders and hasn't produced the levels that we've seen from him previously.
No.
100.
Willie Borland will probably be the most disappointed player so far, especially after winning his first match,
60.
getting over the line against Falon Sherrock. He then lost a real sort of, I don't know how to describe
98.
it without being rude, so just lost against Lee Budgen earlier on, 4-3.
And then he walked into a good performance from Steve West.
135.
Yeah, West was really good and it had been coming
123.
in that match, but the Borland Budgen game, well, it was a bit of a stinker, wasn't it?
100. Willie, you require
Apart from
84.
the last 3 darts of it.
Yeah, where he took out the 160.
That's
59.
after Willie didn't go for the ball on a
Adam, you
170,
require
though he did come back with
66.
3 darts at double 16. Did go for the ball there. And Lipscombe will now be going for double 18. Double 9. 1-0.
Game shot and
Break
the
a
first
throw.
leg. Adam Lipscombe.
Right in the corner. Which will infuriate.
Second leg
Willie
is Adam
Borland.
to throw first. Game on.
Was a very tiny leg from Adam. A 66 checkout for a 15
100.
darter.
134. $78. 140.
I think he kind of half celebrated that as it left his arm then. He thought he was going to join them.
Yeah, it just took a little bit of a deflection.
100.
Now he can.
180.
Well, Lipscombe went out in 15 darts in the opening leg. Borland may respond with an 11 here, and this could
75.
be the match
Willie, you
of the
require
night.
47.
The early signs are promising. Double 16. Brilliant.
Game shot
Brilliant
and the
leg of
second
darts from
leg.
Borland.
Willie Borland.
That was Borland at his brilliant best.
11 darter, break back.
Third leg, it's Willie to throw first. Game on.
Seen a 105 average from him this week.
95.
He's smashing that to smithereens at the moment.
It may only be a couple of legs in, but
140.
only a race to 4. The average for the series so far is around the 110 mark.
100.
Yeah, the high, Rob Collins.
100.
Highest ever average still was one that was achieved in the very first week.
99.
Jason Askew. And a good response this from Willie Borland after
100.
losing leg 1.
$171. Adam, you require 161.
Shots on. Oh, needed the 60. Oh, the ball. So Borland wants double 18.
89.
A hold of
Willie, you
throw and a
require
2-1 lead.
36. Game shot and the third leg.
Fantastic
Willie
stuff.
Borland.
25 darts to complete the last couple of legs, and the average is still up at north of 110.
Inspired stuff
Fourth leg is Adam to throw first. Game on.
from the young Scotsman.
57.
The young Scotsman will be here in a couple of weeks. Nathan Gervin. Pal of
100.
Willie Borland.
I'm actually going to spoil you now, Mace, because I'm not here for any of Friday's sessions, but we have
98.
gone into Friday officially, haven't we? So
We
shall
have.
a second dose of on this starting day.
Oh, lovely.
For now, the 24th of March, and
59.
it's first of all time to say happy birthday to your old pal, Alan Warren a Little.
Oh, he's over in San Francisco at the moment.
45.
Happy birthday, was it? Maybe watching.
He was born on the same day, albeit not the same year as Jockey Wilson.
96.
He
180.
called this one early. It could be game of the day, and it's
140.
certainly not disappointing so far,
Adam,
is
you
it?
require 121.
No, treble 17. And we'll come back to that because there are some real
57.
standout stuff
Willie, you require
on
106.
this starting day. Treble 18, followed by double 16 will be standout stuff. And he's doing it again. This is a couple of times we've seen him reset.
74.
Wasn't
Adam,
a
you require
million miles
64.
away, was it? He's going to get one dart at tops. Wow. Flashed
29.
at that one. Can happen.
Willie, you require 32.
Don't get to the end of your throw quick enough or open the hand quick enough.
No score. Adam,
Could've
you
carried
require
on, couldn't I, doing the-
35.
The stats from this day.
Game
Lipscombe
shot in the
finally
fourth leg.
gets the leg
Adam
in the ledger,
Lipscombe.
2 apiece. The missed doubles costing Willie there. Still, despite those 6 darts missed at the outer
Fifth
ring,
leg is
he's
Willie to
averaging
throw
in
first.
3 figures.
Game on.
But yeah, there have been 3 9-darters on this day. We've been talking about those a lot.
57.
One of them from Michael van Gerwen now 4 years ago, in which he actually incorporated the bullseye. 180, 174, then
100.
treble 19 bull tops. I remember it well against Mencius Suljevic on the Euro Tour.
Yeah, any time
58.
that way's ever been done.
And of interest to fans of the Super Series, another
97.
man to hit a perfect leg on this day was Paul Hogan. Did it in
99.
competition at the British Internationals
That hasn't happened very often either.
back in 2017. Steve Farmer also got one in
140.
2012. Van Gogh went on to win that Euro Tour
59.
tournament the same
Adam
day.
Uruguay 164.
Another one there. For the ball, if he fancies it.
Game
He does
shot on the
fancy
fifth
it, and he
leg.
gets it.
Adam Lipscombe.
Awesome. Adam Lipscombe producing a party piece checkout. 57, 57,
Sixth leg
and
is
the
Adam to
bullseye.
throw first. Game on.
This is some performance and performance of the night so far for Adam. He's not been anywhere near
100.
these kind of numbers. So far tonight, he's averaged a couple of 84 averages
43.
and an 85, which seems to be around his level right now.
140.
He's averaging 98.38.
Yeah, other than that, May, some blokes called Phil Taylor and Raymond van
58.
Barneveld won some tournaments.
Yeah, pretty much everything standard that is on the on this day, on this darting day.
100.
Well, didn't have to go for the 164.
93.
Doesn't have to go
Adam
for the
Uruguay
161.
161.
I feel certain he would have given the opportunity.
57.
This is certainly one for the highlights reel for Adam
59.
Lipscombe.
And it was
Adam
Borland who was
Uruguay,
making all the
104.
running,
Oh.
wasn't it?
All up until leg 4, where he missed.
84.
What did he miss? Five darts at a double, was it?
Lipscombe has...
And that was the catalyst to
100. Adam Uruguay.
Yeah, he's not only
20.
taken advantage, but he's upped his level himself, hasn't he?
Game,
And he wins the
shot,
match
And the match.
4-2
Adam Lipscombe.
with a very impressive display.
winning legs of 15, 20, 12 and 16, Murph.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. 96 average, that amounts to the 164, the highlight of the match. And it means that Adam Lipscombe finishes with 4 points from a possible 8, same as Falon Sherrock, sits in second place in the table. And it's a decent night's work for the Portsmouth player. And there is one match still to play. It is the man at the top of the table who hasn't lost yet, Lee Budgen, taking on Steve West.
Our final fixture of the night then, and it sees Steve West, who'll be scratching his head wondering how he's only on 2 points, having performed so well over the course of the evening, taking on Lee Budgen, who may be scratching his head wondering how he's won 3 from 3 despite not producing his best. Of course, all of Budgen's wins coming in last leg deciders, doing really well to recompose from 3-2 down against Sherrock to take the points, but West can end the evening just 2 points behind his opponent with a win here, a win that would see 3 players on 4 points heading into the final night of action. West's one win, of course, coming over Borland last time out, completing a lovely 12-dart leg to get over the line. So for one final time tonight, let's hand over to Chris Murphy and Chris Mason to talk you through the action.
Yeah, the final throws of this first night of Group B, and Lee Budgen has not been beaten. Steve West has only won once, and based on the performances of the pair, you might think that that statistic would read the other way around, but it's been one of those nights. But a win for West, and it's all looking pretty rosy. And I tell you what, a win for West, and everybody is firmly in the race.
Yeah, well, this game should have taken place at 12:40, Murph. No surprise we've overrun tonight. Every match feels like it's gone 4-3. Well, nearly every match has.
Yeah, and it hasn't been lacking in quality. Yeah, not every game has been a belter, but we've had some real stories. 2 comeback wins for Falon Sherrock, the best display of the night in terms of how he dealt with his opponent was West against Willie Borland, for my money.
Probably game of the night, although it was 4-2. Was Willie Borland against
First leg in his lead to throw first.
Well, that
Game
and Falon
on.
and Steve's game was right up there, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a decent night's darts, and this is a decent start to the end of the night's darts.
140.
Good session that Justin Bradshaw has put in.
He's put in a fair shift.
100.
Sure his feet are sore.
I suppose winning breeds confidence, doesn't it?
For sure.
96.
140, 180. Even I can work out the average.
Winning breeds winning, doesn't it?
78.
When you're winning and could be losing, you then begin to think, my night.
Good thinking from Steve there.
145.
Yeah, class.
Lee require 103.
Good execution as well. And 160 is, well, it's a finish we've seen
55.
already, but it's also
Steve require 160.
proper Steve West kind of finish.
Well, the way he hits treble 20s, for sure.
55. Lee, you require 48.
That's a waste of a dart. 41. I think he was thinking there about going for a 3 for a moment, wasn't he? He was just maybe lacking a bit of composure and thought, I'll just hit any odd and
16.
make sure I get a dart at double.
Well, we may see a
Steve,
ball
you
here.
require 105.
Full attempt. Yeah. Tops.
Game
Absolute
shot
class.
and the first leg. Steve West.
Yeah.
The reason he went that way, he loves tops. He hits a 25, leaves 80.
Yeah,
Second
Budgen
leg
gone
is Steve to
tops.
throw
You
first.
can see Budgen's
Game
reaction there,
on.
because he started, remember that leg with the 140, 180 back-to-back visits, but it all went wrong when he missed the big number on 48.
Oh, and as Lord Darrington used to
96.
say, don't miss the big number. Yeah, he only ended up with
58.
one missed dart at a double, despite bossing the leg.
Impressive kind of darting doggedness from
45.
Steve West tonight, having lost his first couple of matches, particularly the manner in which he lost to Falon Sherrock in his second of those defeats. To have bounced back and produce a display against Willie Borland, and now to do something like that in the first leg against the unbeaten Budgen.
90. $136.
He's going to leave a finish.
Leave
a pretty small one as well.
180. Lee, you require 127.
That's twice now when he's not really been in the leg and he's put himself in the
89.
picture with a big visit.
Steve, you require 90.
It was 145 in leg one, wasn't it? Well, double 15, not the nicest in the world unless you're Michael Smith.
60.
Yeah, he went the
Lee,
right
you
way, but
require
I'm sort
38.
of half surprised he didn't back himself on the bull again after hitting it so
Game
perfectly
shot and the second leg.
in the previous
Lee
leg.
Budgen.
And this time it's Budgen who needs just one dart at the double. And it's a really
Third
good
leg is
start
Lee to throw
this
first.
final
Game
match
on.
of the session.
Well, it was West's turn to miss darts at double, 2 at double 15.
57.
It was Lee that punished. It was a 13 dart break back.
180.
Well, we're in.
21.
On to leg 3 here, 1 apiece. Lee West averaging just shy of 105.
85.
4 180s already in the game, shared between the pair of them.
In 2.5 legs.
And a ton-topping checkout, that 105
46.
from Simply Steve West. Never been a fan of the nickname. Well, if he's gonna have that nickname, he should walk on Too Simply the Best, shouldn't he? It doesn't really make too much sense.
100.
But it's his.
Well,
78.
maybe if
Steve,
he was
you
from my
require
neck of the woods, it could be
136.
Steve Beautiful South West.
Well, this is an interesting route. 48 tops.
Yep.
80.
Still leave his favoured tops, of course, now.
49. Steve, you require 56. Game shot and the third
His
leg.
beloved tops.
Steve West.
He's hit for a second time to get ahead in the match. 2-1.
3 breaks of throw. Nothing.
Fourth leg, it's Steve to throw first. Game on.
15 darts.
But 15 points between the pair in the averages after 3 legs. West 2 away from a second win of the night. And the first defeat
140.
inflicted on Lee Budgen.
It may take a performance like this to just not get
61.
dragged into a or embroiled in that type of match. Kind of player you've just got to
95.
put away, maybe.
Yeah, if Budgen wins this match, he'll actually only be 1 win away from qualification tomorrow, mathematically.
140.
But if he loses the game, he still, has every chance of being knocked out. Reverse fixtures as well, don't forget.
53.
And he could have lost to Falon Sherrock. He might lose to Steve West. Could have lost to Willie Borland and could have lost to Adam Lipscombe. The likelihood is that Lee actually turns up tomorrow and plays better stuff and does get the win or 2 that he'll need
Well, how
to
often
qualify.
have we seen that? They've turned up, played brilliant and can't win a game.
Well, he's handed this leg to Steve West, a score of just 5 there.
43.
Hmm.
Obviously fancies the fish.
And he wired the ball on it, didn't he?
We've had just about everything
80.
this evening. Why not?
Steve, you require
Fabulous.
170.
164 from Adam Lipscombe. 19's the shot. There you go, 17.
90.
Steve, 80.
Well, he loves tops that much. He might prefer to miss the treble 20.
58. Steve, you require 80.
Well, he's loved it that much. He's gone for 2 of them. There's 1.
40.
Sure about
Lee, you
that play.
require 157. 47. Steve, you require 40.
Now, just 1. And he ends up on double 10 anyway.
20.
And a chance for Budgen to
Lee,
steal
you
the
require
leg.
110.
4 at darts and a double in this leg for 3-1.
86.
Too many wayward ones from Budgen in this leg.
Steve, you require
He got a
20.
score of 5, then missed a big number in the next visit, and then 58 points, and then that big
Game
7
shot on
that
the
stopped
4th
him
leg.
being
Steve
able
West.
to finish. And Steve West capitalises and moves within 1.
Eventually, a hold of
5th
throw
leg, it's Lee to
the
throw
first.
first. Game on.
in the match.
Suddenly, Steve West's evening is looking up, isn't it? Because he would end up in 2nd place if he wins this leg.
48.
After losing 4-2 and 4-3 in his first 2 matches. He'd have bounced back
90.
with back-to-back 4-1 wins. Nobody's bettered that all night.
No.
42.
But we spoke right at the top, didn't we? The minimum requirement on night 1 is getting 2 out of your 4 matches and getting wins.
180.
Yeah, because you can do that again the next day and still get through. Whereas if you get less than that, you're going to have a 3 or 4 win night.
180.
We've now seen 6 of those in this stunning match, 3 apiece.
61.
He's determined to finish with a flourish, Steve West.
$64. Steve, you require 170.
Equally creative setting up from his opponent. Adam Lipscombe has the highest checkout with the 164.
90. Lee, you require 167.
Budgen hoping to supersede it, not to be. So Steve West, well, will he go for the tops this time? He was
57.
a little too high when he attempted
Steve,
it.
you require 80.
And that's a little too low, but it does mean he gets a match dart at his favourite double. And
Game,
West wins
shot,
again.
And a match, Steve
A
West.
fantastic turnaround tonight for Steve West, who lost his first 2 games, but won his last 2 in dominant fashion. A 4-1 thumping of Lee Budgen, who will still finish top of the pile, having won 3 from his 4. But that is a glorious darting display from Steve West, hitting half of the matches, 6 180s, 40% on the doubles, including a 105 that really sparked the surge from Steve. Well, a good night for him, a good night had by all watching the arrows this evening. It's been unpredictable, and it remains in the balance heading into the 2nd session tomorrow. Abby.
Very much indeed, Murph. Another average in excess of 90 from Steve West. Only fair, really, that he ends the night on 4 points.
Yeah, and that after losing those opening 2 games, that was the minimum requirement. He's averaged 3 times tonight out of his 4 matches, well into the 90s. Goes from bottom, finds himself 2nd overnight, and he's in a great position. And the beauty for him is that's going to be his first game tomorrow night, and Adam will have memories of that.
Yeah, and we were saying prior to that game that Steve West would have been shaking his head or scratching his head, wondering how he was only on 2 points going into that one. Lee Budgen probably doing the same, but for the opposite reason, wondering how he'd managed to win his opening 3, because he's not been able to find that level that he has in previous visits here.
No, absolutely. But on the other side of the coin, you've got to be impressed with Steve West by the way his demeanour, the way he stuck to the task, and he just ground it out. And like I said, well, everyone's in with opportunity. I always say, in the Group B, if you win half of your matches on night 1, you're more than in the mix for night 2.
Yeah, one player who hasn't done that. Just a quick word on Willie Borland, because you mentioned demeanour there for Steve West. For Willie Borland, at the start of the night and towards the back end of Group A, we were talking about that maturity that he was starting to show, taking his time when he needed to on doubles, but towards the back end of tonight's play, wasn't really doing that, was he?
Yeah, a couple of times there was a few pauses, but you could see, and I don't blame him for getting frustrated, to be honest, because he was throwing some good stuff. And I mean, Adam just produced his game of the night, an average of over 96, and sometimes it is what it is. It is
indeed. And in Group C, it's Wazowski who currently leads the way, of course, in that one. That will reach a conclusion tomorrow morning. We'll be back with you from 9:30 a.m. We're going to go and try and grab a couple of hours sleep. We'll see you then.